welcome everybody. I hope we're all doing good. It's a bit of a weird stream here, because I've changed a lot of things up about my setup physically. It's a bit of a weird stream here. Okay, and I'm echoing there. Yeah, so I've changed a lot of my stuff, and it feels echoey. It feels like the mic is in front of my face in a weird way. It feels like I'm not quite comfortable. The leg room has changed. The position of the monitors has changed. It's the worst experience a nerd can have. Change. So yeah, hopefully we'll relax into this pretty quickly, but I hope you guys are all doing good. Obviously there was a huge patch since the last stream, a bug in the system, and I was kind of at a crossroads because we were in the middle of playing Path of Fire. Now I never did any streams doing a story playthrough of episode 1 because I was waiting to then did we in the end? No, I can't even remember. I think we might have, or we might have skipped it altogether because we wanted to do the Path of Fire, like, regurgitation videos, and then we wanted to do the episode 1 ones afterwards. And then I'm actually in the process of basically LPing Path of Fire itself with you guys on the channel here. So just everything's backlogged like mad. So I kind of had a crossroads today. Do I keep playing just regular Path of Fire with you all and do it all chronologically, or say hell no to that and just skip ahead and go straight to a bug in the system, which, let's face it, I know is what most people actually want to watch. So that's what I'm doing here. It's also kind of strange because this is the very early since the patch came out, and nearly always I wait in these situations like a week or so before I start talking about the story and whatnot. But we're just going to go gung-ho right now, right here, and we're going to play it, and we're going to show off the story, and we're going to enjoy the patch together here on stream. So this is going to have spoilers for, like, the first instance, and it's, you know, we're going to be charging on with a bug in the system, and we'll just see how people feel about this. So we'll go ahead. Obviously, people want the new patch, let's face it, that's sort of the way it goes. So I think it would be a bit silly to do anything else. And yeah, so that's the idea. I'm going to go get my coffee. I'm going to basically sort some little things out. I'll be back very soon. And yeah, I'll leave you with the intro, and then we'll get some advertisement going for the stream, and we'll have lots of people in. We'll try and do some giveaways, all of that stuff. So I hope you guys are all alright. It's great to see you, Guybry. Engzax, how about 2 hours of PvP and call it a day? I don't know whether that's sarcastic or not. We'll probably leave the PvP on this one. I've got a bit of a love-hate with PvP coming towards the end of the season. I really want top 25, and I keep, like, dropping massively because the game gives me unwinnable games. Tonight's game of the day is going to be a loss. It's going to be what I consider an unwinnable game. So it's a bit of a weird video because I have atrocious allies, and obviously they're, like, real human beings that are in the video, and their nameplates are there, and their accounts are there. And I'm trying to, like... I'm trying to demonstrate the game to show how Fresh Air can't make a comeback from a game that was just terrible anyway, unlike some other builds. But it's hard to do that without it basically being like me bullying these guys that irritated the hell out of me because they're just terrible. So it's an interesting one because I really don't want my videos, I don't want my presentation of the PvP side of the game to show any of like this rampant toxicity and cynicism you see everywhere else. So it's an interesting game of the day. But yeah, I genuinely have been really frustrated with some of the stuff going on at the moment. I'm currently 31 again on the leaderboard, so I'm like 2 wins away from getting back to top 25. But, so, yeah, I'm not going to be doing it on stream because I play worse on stream. So Horace says, hasn't Fresh Air been nerfed? Not yet. They're talking about doing that for the next patch. So, yes, there is some... You remember I did that big patch review talking about upcoming changes? Well, Ben Fonglangthun, I think that's how we say his name, did an update based on the feedback to what the patch is going to include. And so that includes much more significant druid nerfs. I think warrior is the only one that really stays about the same. It includes, they're not going to do several of the thief buffs. Which, you know, maybe was overkill because Magi's is going away, but I don't know, man. I kind of liked the idea for the Heartseeker improvement. I feel like on the forums, a lot of people whinge about thief, but they have no real perspective for how its role actually functions, and they don't realize it. Thief is actually fairly... I don't know, it's hard to say it's weak, but it's a very precise way to be good on a Thief. And most people don't care about that. They just feel like it's cheesy getting killed in a +1, so they want it nerfed to hell. Even if it is good for the sort of the broader dynamics of the game. Anyway, so yeah, some of the thief buffs aren't there. Another really good thing actually is Mesmer now actually is getting nerfed. There are several Mesmer nerfs, but one big thing is Ellie is now being affected in the patch notes, and it's been nerfed, man. So Ellie is like a really weak conquest class. People's opinions of it seem to have it's very, very strange. Brazil had a story years ago that I remembered watching him talk about, where he was basically saying he felt like he was a nobody or whatever. And he just did a couple of videos about Ranger in dungeons, and all of a sudden everyone was parroting him, and everyone was listening, and he realized, it dawned on him that he actually wielded like this capability to affect the community, that the community would, that if he went online publicly talking about certain things, he could really sway their hearts and minds, and it was actually quite scary to realize. He had a story like vaguely about that, I remember from years ago that I watched. I feel like I'm sort of experiencing a similar thing, because the PvP community is not too big. When I started playing Fresh Air at the start of Season 10, people rolled their eyes that it was a meme. They knew it was like a thing, and there was like 2 guys maybe on EU that were having moderate success queuing on it. One of the guys on EU actually got #1 on EU for a while, so I think it got a lot more respect from that as well. But people generally didn't like it, and it was like, what are the bad classes? Rev and Ellie. And just nobody touched them either. Either of them really at all. They were both big jokes. But I've played a shit ton of Fresh Air now, and people seem to think that it's like OP all of a sudden, and they're like, oh, it's, you know, it's just really, really important. And I don't know. I don't know where that's came from. I don't know whether it's arrogant for me to think it's because I'm doing a video series purely about it, and I've had like reasonable success on it or something. So anyway, the patch notes have now been updated, and an Elementalist, which is genuinely, I wholeheartedly do believe, a very weak class right now, very weak. It's getting nerfed, and really hard. Fresh Air is getting nerfed. It's mostly Fresh Air relevant stuff, but it affects core Fresh Air, not just Fresh Air Weaver, because they're hitting the electric discharge. It also hits, so there's another Ellie player who actually tries the bruisery sword stuff. He's a guy called Seven, and he does an air variant as well. So he's been nerfed as well, even on a sword variant. So like, they've nerfed what is, in my opinion, the second lowest class on the totem pole there. The only one lower is Rev. And so it is strange to me that they are hitting it, and they're hitting it really hard. However, let me just say, I don't actually know whether it's that bad, because frankly, the way that the patch was set up before, these express nerfs, so it's like 20% on plasma beam, like 28% on electric discharge. It's the big hitters are getting big damage nerfs. Frankly, Fresh Air, because of all the sustain nerfs and the passive cooldowns increasing and the removal of Magi's and stuff, it was essentially getting a big buff. Through the context of the rest of the scene, Fresh Air Ellie was getting a big buff. Fresh Air Ellie isn't particularly fun to play against, so maybe it's justified being nerfed. So I will keep playing it after the patch, and we'll see how it feels. But and maybe this was actually intelligent. The main thing here, though, is it's not really about the matchup against the Druids and the Warriors and all that that's getting nerfed. Or about how quickly we can kill in team fights now that everyone's forced onto Menders, not Magi. It's not really about that. A lot of Fresh Air's viability is whether it can actually, like, swat away aggression from Thieves and Condi Mesmers and Power Mesmers and stuff. You need to be able to threaten them to some extent. Otherwise, you just permanently get picked off on the roads. Because you don't have stealth. I don't know whether ArenaNet realizes this, but a skirmisher without stealth needs to have a lot of aggression so that it's not just constantly destroyed everywhere it goes. Yes, we have super speed to try and kite out, but that doesn't matter against some of these other high mobility people. If you don't have stealth to remove the aggression, you are utterly a sitting duck unless you yourself can threaten them away. And when you nerf the biggest spikes, you might completely remove Fresh Air's ability to do that. Even with the sustain changes and stuff, if now this means that you will never kill an SD Thief because you can't burst them below their first instant reflexes quick enough because your static discharges aren't hitting hard enough, and if it's now refined to too precise, perfect of a situation to break some of these Marauder builds, that is the world where Fresh Air Ellie is dead, even though everything else has been nerfed down. So there's a balance there. I sincerely doubt that the devs have considered that second half of what I just mentioned there. Sincerely. So basically I just have to play and see how it feels, really. I might do a dedicated video on all those balance changes on Wood and Potatoes too, by the way, so keep an eye out. No, I'm not ill. I've just been napping before. I sound like a baby, don't I? I just had my nap. Now I'm awake again. And I'm going to get a drink of coffee. I'm going to get a drink of coffee to wake me up. I'm not ill at all. People keep telling me that. Also, I'm probably a little bit echoey, that's all. Benji says, I missed your Monday stream. You had a few opinions that chat didn't seem to go against. I'll have to comment on your YouTube VODs when... Ooh, what were we talking about on Monday? Was anything major on Monday? Some of the issues raised. What were the issues on Monday? I think some people in chat were arguing with one another, weren't they? Half Expansion Mike, who's in chat here, was being negative about something. I remember that. I don't remember anything else, though, really. Abrithil subbed as well. Said, hey, WP, I can't wait to hear your new opinion about the story. Yeah, we'll be going in there. We'll be playing it very soon. MMO Shards, do you realise how lucky you were when you unlocked the mini mushroom stomper the other day? Only 0.417% of the accounts unlocked it, because the only way to get it is with wardrobe unlocks. Really? No, I didn't realise that, dude. We'll have to rip that. Really? That's the only way? Why? Wasn't that a Heart of Thorns thing that they added? Do you think PvP will ever see an increase in player base? I think it easily can. This is like such a weird, like, hippie, like I actually hate hearing myself say this because I'm so cynical to this attitude so often. And it feels like such a fluffy, nonsense, bullshit way of viewing the world. But I genuinely believe this. You ask, can the PvP community ever grow? I genuinely believe it can, but it utterly depends on how the community talks about it and treats it and thinks about it. That's all it is. All these little wankers running around saying, hey, dead game. And, you know, most of them being PvPers themselves. None of them taking any of the scenes seriously anymore. Always more interested in talking about how the competition is gone than anything else. Justifying their shitty actions because, oh, they don't give us prize pools anymore. All that kind of nonsense. This is the shit that kills PvP. If there was a bit of backing from the people that actually play it, a bit of enthusiasm, if there was a bit of backing from the other game modes, it would snowball more of a population. It would snowball more of a viewer base, and the developers would feel more comfortable throwing resources behind improving it. At the end of the day, though, they put the cart before the horse. Most PvPers don't realise this, but they put the cart before the horse with those prizes and those tournaments before, and they didn't let it build organically. And now everyone's just basically throwing their toys out of the pram, and it's pathetic. But that's what PvP genuinely is, and that's what you'll see on most of the streams, that's what you see in most of the Twitch chat comments, that's what you see in Heart of the Mist. It's not that the game itself is bad. I actually 100% believe in that. Because the content itself that's there is good. The balance that is there is good. That's actually all it comes down to. This is spoiler full, but we're not going to play the entire patch, so... Bacon's All Mine says, so WP, what you're saying is PvP will not grow. I guess it depends how cynical you are onto the intelligence of random nerds on the internet, quite often under the age of 18. And I guess I'll leave it there for you. Do you think the devs should take balanced advice from the community? For matters of PvP, actually, I don't think they can go too far wrong. I think if you play a lot of PvP, if you're a proven high-skilled PvPer, I think you do have worthwhile insights. I think most people in the community don't, but if they're very careful about who they get their insights from. Like, bit arrogant of me, but I've played more Fresh Air in Season 10 than probably anyone else in Guild Wars 2. I'm a consistent top 50/top 10 player. Or top 25, let's put it that way. I think I've probably got some reasonable opinions on Fresh Air in queues as it stands right now. Not in tourneys, but in queues. I reckon I've probably got some good comments on that. Bit arrogant maybe, but, you know, I think that there's numbers that back that up. I think my opinion is probably a little bit more worth than someone who just plays it once in a blue moon and likes their scepter in PvE, for example, and is still mad that Phoenix hitbox bug got fixed. Because, now I can't one-shot Gossable, or whatever. Anyway, I don't know why I'm being very aggressive right now. Holy shit, for some reason my sub went out without me warning. Was close to losing my 6 months. Dude, that would have sucked so hard, Eludus. But luckily, Twitch seems to remember hype. Yeah, they just need their nap time too. Yeah, I need my nap. Where are my toys? I don't want these toys. I don't want these in this pram. Being 18 does not matter. Look at the college kids running around having hissy fits. I mean, yeah, I was a bit of a douchebag there. It doesn't actually matter how old you are. We've talked about this before. I'm just being a bit silly. I'm being a bit antagonistic. I'm being a bit of an edgelord because that's what gets me viewership on Twitch. I promise, guys. Anyway, so yeah, we will. We'll leave it there. I'm gonna do the intro. I'm gonna play you a different song. It's not from Guild Wars. It's from the new Stellaris expansion because it's beautiful. Seriously, stick about. Crank your speakers up. This is amazing. I don't even care if I get copyright struck or whatever for the intro here. It is very cool, and sorry to people on the VOD if that ends up happening. And yeah, we'll advertise the stream, we'll do some stuff, we'll be in and playing a bug in the system very soon. You can keep leaving your comments and questions and things. I'll go back to them as soon as the intro is done, alright? And also, if you're interested in Googling something, if you guys want to watch a movie, I warn you, it's a pretty depressing movie when you really get to the nitty-gritty of what the story is. You can Google this quote and try not to spoil yourself too much. It's from the end of a Leonardo DiCaprio movie that if you watch the old Visual Woods when they were live, you'll remember from the movie club section. The quote is, this place makes me wonder what would be better, to live as a monster or die as a good man. All right, there we go. Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Just logging in now and letting people in the guild know that we're going live, and hopefully we should have some fun stuff going on here. I'm gonna find a good way to hold this mic, man. Gotta find a good way. All right, that should be fine. All right, let's do it this way. Hey, WP, could you explain to me the reason for the 24 lockout on different crafting components? I'm currently trying to craft the hunt, and all I need is the legendary inscription, and it's extremely annoying to wait 10 days till I'll be able to craft it. It's because they don't want you just zerging through the game, gem storing, doing whatever, and then just getting the legendaries and then uninstalling instantly. Ascended plus crafting, so ascended legendary crafting, any like major goal, they use those components on a daily time gate to just sort of make you stick around, I guess. It also has like an economical benefit of the fact that if you are a consistent player who makes them every single day, you never hit that wall of frustration, but you can also sell the resulting item quite often. And those are tradable in the trading post, so you can actually earn a comfortable amount of money by remembering every day in Guild Wars to play enough to earn the materials to get those ascended items and make sure you craft all of the daily ones each day. If you do that, you can start earning really ridiculous cash. And it's sort of one of the things that consistent Guild Wars 2 players should be doing, in my opinion. But yeah. So, little bit of news here. I don't want to talk about this much because, as always, I'm terrified of talking about an upcoming project. What is going on here? You guys can hear the game extremely loud, right? I can't even hear it. Yeah, that is the game. I don't really like talking about upcoming projects too much. But I've been thinking of the whole playthrough thing for a while now. And I've made a lot of progress this week on various aspects of a personal story-related series for you guys, where we actually get to go through and we get to experience everything. So stay tuned with that. But basically what that's meant is I actually, you know, we got gems quite recently because we had all those big donations, right? So I've actually credit card farmed twice really quickly now. I do it, I just tend to space it out like several months between each one. I did it again this week, but only because I didn't actually convert it into gold, but I did it to get a ton of character slots, which gives me some freedom for some upcoming projects and things, which is kind of nice. But for today on the stream, our choice is who do we want to take into a bug in the system. So I'll let you guys decide that in chat. Let's just first go through this. This is the PvP character we don't care about. This is my Path of Fire Weaver. So a Sword Weaver, we could play it. Condi Rev, who I've actually already done it on. I've got a ton of footage of him playing the story already, so I don't want to do it on him, on the Malix guy. This is good, though, because it pairs with the new branded very well. So here, I'll show you what these guys look like. Whoop, whoop, let's get this episode started. We will in just a second. We're just going to decide what we want to play. So yeah, let me just load this bad boy up here. I kind of need to change the dyes, either on my armor or on the mounts, one or the other. But obviously we're like a Marganite Malix looking Rev, badass, verified, qualified, BAF, sorry, BAMF, whatever, right? And we get the branded stuff to go along with it as well, which is very cool. So I bought the branded mounts and I bought characters. So that's some legit credit card farm in there, giving ArenaNet my monies. I guess I should dye the guys a bit darker, I suppose, because I don't want to make my guy look too much lighter. But anyway, it's a cool combo. That's appeared in all of my videos lately. Shoulder piece is white. Why not purple? Because I actually just like the look of the white crystals there, really. I don't know. I like that shoulder piece for the outfit. I think for a lot of people, Fashion Wars is just color coordinating, and that's it. And it's like, I don't mean this in an offensive way. It's like a lady in the morning. She's like, oh, my lipstick needs to match my shoes. And the Guild Wars is basically that. Everything needs to match the eye color, and it needs to match this. So I don't know. I've never cared too much about that. I like this though. I've obviously matched the eyes. So the eyes on the gauntlet are red. The eyes here are red. The eyes on my head are red. All the eyes are red. So I've done that. But yeah, we got the crystal. Anyway, we can't actually play this guy. I just wanted to show you my amazing Fashion Wars 2 skills, which are improving, even as I mock those who take that part of the game super seriously. So then we got our main list. who's an Ellie. I would be playing like a Tempesty build there. This would be boring. Don't pick this. Don't pick this. I don't like the sound of this. This engineer is just a placeholder character, so we won't do this. We could do it on the Spellbreaker. We could do some more badass Spellbreaker stuff. This would be kind of weird since he's in the middle of his Path of Fire story right now, but I don't mind skipping ahead. We have our Corsair Mesmer. I wouldn't mind playing on him. There's also been the big Mesmer rework. I got my guild pants now as well to round it out. But I don't know what build I'd do. So we'd set up a build. I don't know what's like a perfect open world Mesmer build at the moment. I really don't know. So we'd have to figure that out. But that might be kind of fun to play there. We have a Char here. This is a Chardian. I'd be happy to run this. She kind of looks kind of weird. This was the frog, by the way. But, okay, so a couple of things. First of all, I went to Guild Wars 2 Style to try and steal an outfit for her, like a way for her to look. And I sort of got halfway before I got bored. So she doesn't look like a frog anymore. But I noticed on Guild Wars 2 Style, someone else has made a frog. There's actually a frog on Guild Wars 2 Style. I think that it looks better than the one I made as well. So anyway, we've got the crazy... This would be a cool character. The Asuran Ranger, because he looks inquesty. This would be a really cool guy to play the story on, don't you guys think? I think he would be. He's got the bow. Let me log in just to clinch this out, just to remind you guys of the cool weapon combo. What keyboard do I use? It's probably going to be out of your price range, because I'm like super rich and stuff, right? So everything I've got is really, really expensive, just because my life's better than yours. But, I mean, you don't have to be worried about it, but just a bit of advice before I say this. I use a Logitech K100, 110. Now, if you Google that, let me Google that, just to be 100% sure here. Let's see. Logitech K... Yeah, a K120. Logitech K120. You can go to Google Images for that. That sucker right there. Pretty crazy stuff. Pretty 10,000 IQ or whatever, I don't know. So yeah, that's what I use. Thoroughly recommended, but only to people who, you know, are as awesome as me. Yeah, no, that genuinely is the keyboard I use. It's just a very, if people don't know, people watching the VOD, people don't want to Google it. It's like the most basic, cheapy ass, simple keyboard you can imagine. That you'd find in like any kind of office setting or whatever. It's just a very simple black keyboard with no bells, no whistles. That's it. I've always sort of done this. Because I've got like an MMO mouse and I don't know, other various parts of my setup have sort of improved over the years. I've always just kept a very simple keyboard. I don't care about mechanical keyboards too much. I don't care about like very much at all really. I have a nice normal keyboard. And the nice thing is as well, because this costs like £6, and that's it. When the keyboard gets really dirty and grimy after a few months of use, yeah, I could pluck all the keys off and try and clean it. Or I could click 2 buttons on Amazon, and 2 days later, a new one comes, and it's super fresh and crisp and clean and amazing. And I just throw the old one in the bin. So, yeah, I genuinely have like a £6 keyboard. And I have for years and years. And I really don't care about changing it either. You also use a K120? Sell horrors, my man. You hate that the rubber grippy things fall off at the bottom. Alright, well, anyway, so yeah, we've got this Asura, right? So, I don't know. I think he looks pretty cool. And this would be a good patch to play that guy on in terms of, like, theme matching or whatever. I suppose my female human would be as well. So, you've got Chrono. Then we've got the Exploded Pillow. We have the Thief, the Chukran Champawat Thief. Who I could play Deadeye on. I tell you, though, if I were to play Deadeye, I'd probably be playing Pistol Deadeye. I don't really see the point in playing anything else. We'd probably run Pistol and then have the short bow there just for funsies because it looks good. Right? That would be it. That would literally be the whole thing. Oh, we're lagging a little bit. That's very strange. So, yeah, this is what I would do with this. I'm probably getting frame drop because I have ultra high quality models on. Which usually I don't. But yeah, so we have him. Who else could I potentially play? The Hollow. Hollow's got a really rubbish outfit right now. I've got to find a better one. This is Bounty Hunter, so it would look a bit different. We've got the Hollow, and then we've got Reaper. Reaper would probably, of all the builds I currently have set up, Reaper is by far and away going to be the easiest to beat the patch on. This thing is so sturdy, and it hits like a goddamn 10-ton truck. So powerful. And it's just got so much quality of life on it as well. And she looks pretty cool. She's in Funerary. I love the helmet on her with her skin color and stuff. It almost looks like it's not there. But yeah, like, so there you go. Those are my characters. You guys in Twitch can decide who are we going to play the patch on. Type out who you want. Hold your comment. Type it out. Make your decision. I'll scroll through again. Make your decision. And then I'm going to give you a code. It's going to be a 2-digit code. You type that code in at the same time as your suggestion. And you hit enter. The second fastest finger first wins. Dictates what we do. Alright? So, here we go. The Saw667 says, where is the lol emoticon? Keep rolling when they sub. Thanks very much. What do you mean, where's the lol emoticon? Anyway, yeah, so the code is 667. There you go. After the Saw667, who's 9 months in a row. That's so badass. 31 months from Jerry. My God, Jerry. Boom. So second fastest finger first was a Jules, the Funerary Reaper. All right, the Funerary Reaper. Okay, cool. We might change our dies a little bit. I'm game for that. Why didn't I straw poll? Because it would take ages and I don't particularly care that much. Also, I think it would be a pretty random spread. I don't think it would be like one runs away everywhere else. Yeah, congratulations to Jules. You're here for life, Jerry. Well, that's got me set up. I'm pretty happy with that then, eh? That's not going to be too shabby, shab. So what am I running here? I got a staff. I don't really care about having a staff. This must be on because of PvP or something. So we'll go, excuse me. So this is a Viper greatsword. We actually want this greatsword. And we want to put it onto... We can make her look all Path of Fiery. There's so many good greatswords to pick from. Let's pick Final Death, right? Because it's a new Doom skin. Doom skin's always cool. So we'll do that. And then we've got... should we go Dagger Warhorn? I don't actually have a Warhorn on me here. So let's just grab something out of the bank here. I'll tell you what, it's because I put my Warhorn back on my Ellie. So this isn't a particularly good looking Warhorn. We don't actually have a great Warhorn to put on here. Hold on, let me steal one off of my Ranger. Because I play my Ranger, so my Ranger does have stuff set up, but I play him so rarely that, here he is. I play him so rarely that I may as well put it on the Necro. WP's fashion is above the rest. One day we'll appreciate it. I can't help but feel like you're bullying me a little bit there. When the timer happens to self-destruct, just stay. That's an interesting thought. I don't know whether we'll get there. That's right at the very end of the patch, man. Unless you're talking about the self-destruct. Does the first instance... Are there 2 self-destruct moments in this patch? I can't remember. So... Oh, he doesn't have a Warhorn on him either. What's going on? What's wrong with me? There's no Warhorns in the bank. There's none except this, which is the North Wind. The default North Wind, which is Minstrels. Okay. So I guess I'll go get it off of my Ellie then. Fine. Liz. Give me this. Spaghetti is the best food. Spaghetti is pretty good. I'm not going to argue with that. Spaghetti is pretty good. The Warhorns got dust in them and I threw them all in the bin. I'm sure they're knocking about on one of these tunes, but I've got so many characters these days. Clearly what Guild Wars needs and what ArenaNet need to do is add filtering systems for all my characters. Because I'm a whale that gives them all my money, so... I'm the kind of person they need to retain. I was thinking again, though, the other day about how much more money the devs probably would have earned from this game if they had structured it better to make making new characters more rewarding without all the account binding. That would have been nuts. What is also nuts is somebody just gave me an enormous donation. What the hell? What actually blows my mind is I think something like this has happened once per weekend. For the last 4? Is this the 4th weekend? This is insane. That means that I've earned £200 from you guys over the weekends of streaming. Which, by the way, I used to slave my ass off at a supermarket to get about that much in a month. And that's crazy, dude. What the hell? So Darkon? Dakon? Hi, WP. I just wanted to say thank you. You are my favourite Guild Wars 2 person, both on YouTube and Twitch. I was in hospital for quite a while, undergoing a surgery. All I did was watch your YouTube playlists. It helped a lot to cheer me up. Thanks and all the best. I hope your surgery and stuff went well, man. Yeah, I mean, Christ almighty, anything you can do to sort of pass the time while you're basically going through ops and you're stuck in a hospital bed, that is so cool. Thank you so much. I really, even if I may have helped you through in the hospital or whatever, I really don't think I deserve that much money. That's incredible of you. Thank you so much. Wow, that's really, really, really lovely. Thank you very, very, very much. And I hope you're recovering all well and good, by the way. I really hope you are. So we'll stay Zerk, by the way, instead of Marauder on this. I would rather be Marauder. In fact, here, look, we're Valkyrie. We're Valkyrie here, which is all right. Let's die here. What should we do for the dies? I don't know. Should we go a little bit more high contrast or whatever? Enameled sky. We'll go with that. We'll put gold fusion on instead of oil slick. So wherever there was oil slick, we'll do that. Wherever there was vintage silver, we'll go blue steel. Blue steel. Oh, wait. Yeah, no, that's fine. Okay, blue steel, that's going to change. No, I don't like the blue steel. I don't like the blue steel. Let's turn that back. We all want something darker. Let's go with glossy black, wherever it was vintage silver. Vintage silver becomes glossy black. Oh, the glossy black doesn't look good either. Dry silver. There you go. Vintage into dry. Look, it makes sense because this is a more prestige dye. So it works, guys. It works. All right. So don't even come at me with this. So we got that. And then the skins. We got the Doom Greatsword rolling. As for the dagger, let's get... So we've got Glacial, Alchemist, Mistforged. I mean, I run that on my warriors, so we don't care too much. We could do Doom again. Touch of Doom. And then the Warhorn. I don't think there is a Doom Warhorn. Shifting Sands is pretty new. Funerary. Oh, let's just go Funerary. What am I talking about? Let's go... Oh, but I don't know whether I have... Funerary skins are, like, difficult to actually get. They're not easy. Yeah, I don't actually have many Funerary skins, so this is the only one. Obviously, Funerary skins with the Funerary gear would be the best way to do this, but it's going to take a lot of currency for me to finish that set, so... Okay, alright, that's fine. So we'll just have the one Funerary thing. And then the Vigil backpack probably doesn't work too well here. Let's go for a new one. Let's pick... Lucky Dog, Great Lucky Dog, Fire Breathing Quiver, Inquest Device, Griffin, Mad Memories, Jackal, the Banners, oh, the Lagos Fins. Is that dumb? Does that look stupid? Oh, it turns off our back piece when we're in Shroud anyway. Does that look really idiotic? Sorry if this has been asked before, but what's your opinion on the new mount skins? Do you like them? I don't really have any strong opinions either way. Lagos Hypes looks stupid. Yes, it looks stupid. Yes, it looks stupid. You guys know more about what you don't like than what you do like. We'll put the Griffin on our back. We're going to run around with a Griffin. No, I don't like that. Yeah, Fashion Wars Resident Sleeper. I actually couldn't agree with you more. I cannot find a username. Let's stop this nonsense. Let's just stop it. I just need to pick something. We'll just run with something. Anything. Macaw Wings. Let's do the Macaw Wings. No back piece is the best for her. You think no back piece? Alright, fine. No back piece. No back piece. Fine. There you go. We're off. We're out of here. She doesn't even look that good, genuinely. Alright, okay, so yeah, we'll start the new patch. That's it, isn't it? We don't care about anything else. Let me just verify that my build is actually like halfway decent. With Blood and Spite. Spiteful Talisman, Awaken the Pain, Close to Death. And we're running Wells, right? So Vampiric Presence got a bit of a buff before. Blood Bond. I'll run Ritual of Life just because I like that in PvP right now. We're triple Wells. Reaper's Onslaught. Instead of recent... Oh, no, I'll run Reaper's Onslaught and we'll see. But we might swap that to Blighter's Boon. What's our rune choice right now, Scholar? Alright, let's just go with this. This shouldn't be too bad. So let's play it, guys. Let's play.
How so? Everything's just been going so well.
A bug in the system.
Should offer up some prayers of thanks.
You thought my style was fairy with some glitter? Maybe. Maybe you're right here.
How can I help?
Alright, let me drop this down here. Okay.
Timmy, you there? Come in, Timmy.
Here, Commander. Sorry. Tinkering with some personal projects.
Keto says you found another gate hub Joko's taken over?
Kinda. One of the Farinor gates led directly to some big Inquest HQ. Bad news. Zero idea where the base is, but I did find the name of a scientist there.
So, if we find the scientist, we find the base Joko's using to launch his attacks. That's a start. I'm on my way to see Keto. Tell Bram and Rox to meet me at the Lifeblood Waterhole.
You don't like this bit because you get bombarded with mails while talking. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Do I play other games? Absolutely, I do. Do you think we'll get a Sad World 3? I mean, I bought into those conspiracy theories last year and ended up being, like, totally wrong. The physics tech upgrades would be pretty cool. Interestingly, this release is what Josh Foreman was on, right? Because these are the guys that did Ember Bay. And Ember Bay had the Chalice of Tears. And then these guys also did... what was the penultimate release last time? I actually don't remember. What was the penultimate release? Obviously, Ore was the last one. Oh, it was Flashpoint, right? Yeah, and Josh did the kind of interesting ceiling-based JP here. Then it went that team, then it went that team, and now we're back to their team. And no sign of any JP or anything, as far as I'm aware, in this map, right? I think? I could be wrong, because I don't know too much about this map just yet. But, so, what does that mean? Does that mean that he's been freed up to go do it? I don't know how that works, really, because... sort of, I don't work there, I don't see how they work. But, so maybe there's something going on, but I don't know. As for a Super Adventure Box set of mounts, I think that is very obviously going to be a thing. I think, yeah, you're going to see SAB mount pack. How cool it will be, I don't know, but yeah, I think you'll see that. Will we get another world? It would be really, really badass. I'm wanting to do a state of the game video very soon now, and if I can say, holy crap, SAB, there's two big sticking points of PvE right now, unfulfilled things. One is the continued development of Super Adventure Books. Two is the re-implementation of Living World Season 1. With those two, it's sort of all the things that people feel, oh, I promised this and you didn't give it, they are all, like, fulfilled. Then there's just some, like, the only real baseline heavy feature is build templates and cosmetic loadouts. That's it. And then it's sort of, you know, it's just about churning content out. So anyway, I don't know. But, yeah, so we get that little conversation with Timmy here. We get Agent Keto, who says, Commander, congratulations on handling the Foreigner incident. My intelligence suggests... And again, I haven't, like, LP'd episode 1, so this might be kind of weird. But let's just roll with it. That felt so much like Uncharted, that instance, by the way. There's another instance here that feels a lot like it. My intelligence suggests you did indeed slow Palawa Joko's invasion, though his incursions into Tyria continue, and he's doubtless working to accelerate them. Be assured that my organization stands ready to assist in stopping him. In that spirit, the Order of Shadows may also be able to shed light on some of the information Timey has uncovered in her investigations of Foreigner, particularly her conclusion that Joko has gained control of another Asuran gate hub. Meet me at the Lifeblood Waterhole, and I'll share some details with you, Keto. So we get that, and then we get this update from Kanak. I like what they're doing here. Do you remember when we were doing the Path of Fire playthrough in some of these recent streams? And we were talking about... let me turn this down slightly as well, sorry guys. We were talking about, like, always time for Timey as a tool to increase the scope of the storytelling. Well, this is kind of a cool tool as well. Here we get a mail from a character that will not appear in this patch. Not in VO, not anything. But we get a mail and we get like an update. And I think this is really important. I think that if this was being done in Season 3, it would have felt like a much more cohesive story. But they didn't do much of this in Season 3. So I think they might start doing this. You know, as we get the double mail, I actually think that this was like a concerted attempt from the devs here to continue making it feel like they're dealing with one cohesive narrative, despite the fact that really we're about to experience a story in a pocket area of the world with a select few characters. So Kanak says, Commander, in the lull after we shut down Foreigner, Ritlock and I have begun to worry that Joko's invasion attempt may be the first step in a larger plan. We've decided to quietly begin investigating for any intel that might shed light on his future intentions. Ritlock's focusing his efforts on Istan, while I've been reaching out to various parties here in Amnoon. I think they missed an opportunity here to make some, like, wry joke that, don't worry, I'm not betting, I'm not gambling, or whatever. Anyway, by the way, Ritlock tells me that our Corsair friend, Saida, the Sly, has used all that bounty money to get her hands on an airship. That may actually come in handy, assuming she's an opportunity to enhance her reputation or wealth, of course. Please do get in touch if you need us. And so this second paragraph we will take advantage of, and that does drive the plot. But, you know, it's delivered and it talks about some characters that otherwise we don't really see too much. Always time for Kanak. Essentially, that's what you're looking at. Always time for Kanak, yeah. So, yeah, show me. Here's the next really cool thing. So already that the patch has impressed at me in a few ways. The next is this. Look at where the patch starts. Look. If I remember correctly, episode 1 was not smart enough to do this. But episode 2... Oh, it might have been. I might be wrong there. We actually get some interaction with a core Path of Fire map. I really think the Living World episodes need to do way more of this. There needs to be more at the Bone Palace. There needs to be more at Amnoon. There needs to be more in all the various locations we went to. I want to go back to Vabio. I want more exposition about those regions of the world. That could do so much cool stuff. And unfortunately, they sort of don't at the moment. But this patch does at least open by returning us to the Highlands. So I think this is great. And it's cool. It's especially mind-blowing as well what they'll do in a moment at the start of this instance. Did I not notice the ogre structures in the trailer? No, I don't know what you mean. What do you mean? This worked well with getting Ritlock and Kanak out of the way, and it didn't feel cheap because it was set up over previous jokes. Kanak seems to be well known in Amnoon. Yeah, certainly. My trailer review missed ogre structures. I'm terribly sorry, Benji. I don't know what that... No, I didn't see those. So here, by the way, the new mastery. It's basically a heal skill for your mounts. It's really boring. This patch does nothing to impress me mastery-wise, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be like some snobby guy that thinks he has something intelligent and critical to say about every aspect of the game, but yeah, that was a bit of a letdown. Consistently a letdown, the mastery system for me. Alright, check in the scientist. Let's get in and do it. What class RPG archetype do I like? I don't really know, to be honest. I flit about all of them, really. Or many of them, let's put it that way. I wouldn't define myself as a heavy, a medium, a light. I wouldn't even break it down further than that. In this game, I tend to play light armors more. Hey, Keto.
Agent Keto, thanks for the invite.
We have to keep each other informed, especially with a threat like Joko on the loose. You're looking for an inquest base with the gate that's connected to Farinor, yes? They ship everything through a transport facility hidden behind that waterfall. Supplies, prisoners, personnel.
Handy for your people.
Possibly. In any case, their tracking network should tell you exactly where Timey's inquest scientist is stationed.
Then I need in.
They've been sending live research specimens through recently. And I don't mean animals. One of their convoys just received an unusual order to delay their arrival. They're waiting up ahead. Taking their place should get you inside.
So Keto, being the sneaky sly dog he is, he manages to get us inside by delaying them a little bit. But bonus dialogue. We got Rox and Bram here, so we'll get the bonus dialogue first.
Oh, and one more thing. Joko's agents are going around digging up remains that date back to the primeval kings. Any idea what that could mean?
None. But it's creepy, so it certainly sounds like Joko. I'll let you know if I learn anything.
So he stealths out. So a couple of things. First of all, lots of people subbing. So Road Warrior, The Fantasy Fear, Kolchak, Harry Guild Wars, No Mother's Baby Joke. Hope you're well. Yeah, you've now been subbed for long enough to have created a human being. That's pretty scary. Really enjoying all the streams. Thanks so much, man. That's really, really cool. Thanks, everybody. And yeah, just a little reminder. I guess I'll take this moment to shield myself. I really hate doing this, but if you guys are new to the stream or you don't know, if you have Amazon Prime, you can give one streamer of your choice a sub for free, which literally helps pay me and live my life. But it's absolutely free for you as long as you have Amazon Prime, and you get like cool rewards and stuff in chat. So if you haven't done that for a while, if you're at all considering it, it's only like 2 or 3 clicks on screen. Seriously, it's like a couple of seconds, and it means the world to me. So if you guys want to do that, several people there just did it, and it's reminded me. So there you go. Somebody said, do I know that there's co-op elements to this? Yeah, everything I do, I play co-op. And yeah, you get like the little security drone. It actually bugged out a little bit for me, the co-op elements. Basically, one of us got stuck in a room really early in the instance and couldn't do anything. But it's cool that you became a little security drone. They do that a lot in Path of Fire as well. I played the entire thing co-op, so yeah, I saw a lot of it. Hey, Rox. So, Rox has a new voice actor. Let me go see my tweets. I want to see, you guys might know a guy called World of Enders. He's this dude, right? I don't know. I suppose friend is a word I should use to describe him. I don't know what I'm trying to do there. I'm trying to be funny, but now I just sound like an asshole. Basically, let me see. I wonder if we can talk about this. I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to talk about it. I don't think it's too bad. So, I never pre-played this patch at all. I never touched this patch. Quite often I get the opportunity to if I want to. Never pre-played it. I never prepared any content. I never read any emails to do with it. I knew nothing. Absolutely nothing. And it's the first time I've done that in a long while. So I didn't know what it was like before it came out. But apparently, up until very, very, very recently, Rox's voiceover in this patch was the original voice actress. And when the patch came out, it had all swapped to the new voice actress. So, basically the idea is, you know that delay where it was like 1 week behind? Wondering if maybe that was because the original voice actress did her lines and then she was called back to do some extra lines because the writing team refined some things or whatever. But it might have peeved her off or something, and she might have decided, oh, I don't want to do it without a raise or whatever. And then a reader that said, no, you can't have a raise. And then they got a new guy in, and then they had to scramble to get all of Rox's stuff in, which is why there would have been no official communication about it as well, while we have those corporate canned responses that appeared on the AMAs, and so on and so on and so on. Pretty interesting conspiracy theory. Yeah, so Rain Pumpkin says, watch out for NDA. I don't know whether I am breaking an NDA, because this is nothing like... what I just told you has nothing to do with me or insider privy information or anything. It's just a conspiracy theory. Mostly based on the public canned responses, which we've already talked about from Reddit, so I don't think it's too risky me talking about. But yeah, it's kind of interesting, right? Apparently, yeah. Apparently. Neither is it our business. I don't know, I think as gamers of the franchise, it's interesting to talk about at least. Blame the Illuminati. Yeah, maybe. So, I don't know. It's kind of an interesting thought, right? Obviously, it's a pretty tinfoil hat, but there you have it. That's also why they didn't get the bug in the system straight. I don't know why they'd hide that. That would be a bit strange. The fact that the community might vaguely be able to piece together a bit of a story here might be a thing. Anathem says, no, it was an instant bug. I'm well aware of what the dev said also in the AMA, but the truth is there could be multiple different things that put it together. It has because you just said it was the normal actress and then it was not at release. Well, I don't know that. I haven't actually experienced that. I'm just basically repeating information through the grapevine. So again, I don't think there actually is anything. But your very open, public, brazen casting of doubt here scares me. So thanks for that. Didn't Guild Chat mention it was a bug going from instant... Oh, actually, I haven't seen the Guild Chat. Does Guild Chat come out already? I don't even know about that. If Guild Chat's come out already, I need to watch that. Were there any cool insights? Let's keep playing as well. I'll watch chat. Were there any cool insights, though?
Commander.
You summoned?
Brem, look. The faster we shut down Joko, the faster your people and mine can stop worrying about the invasions.
Can't argue with that. I assume you have a plan.
Keto suggested a disguise. There's a specimen convoy we can hijack and impersonate. Trust me.
Trust you? You ask a lot from people. You know that?
What a
You
dick!
can count on us, Commander. Both of us.
Yes, WP, replay of last instance bugged, making you go back. Yeah, I heard that on the AMA, certainly. So yeah, Bram being Bram, I liked that a lot. I think, you know, they're not scared to sort of just play into the fact they know we don't particularly like him. There's our disguise, so we can move up.
Quiet. No, I want an explanation. Where are you taking us?
Whatever this is, it's a mistake.
Enough. The inquest needs live test subjects. You're alive, that's it. Now shut your gobs.
So they stopped speaking there. Sorry, I need to be very careful with the volume and stuff. All right, so we can kill them. I like how they just like let me walk right up and don't even aggress me. I thought the first time I played this, they didn't do that at all. We're not critting like ever. Do I not have the right traits on? Do we not have death perception on?
We're glad to help. Now go on home.
Oh yeah, because we're blood and spite. We're blood and spite. I need to be soul reaping really to get more. But mind you, we should get But we have to stack Vuln for this, right? And where's our Vuln stacking at this point? Interesting. Interesting. So maybe I'll get rid of Awaken the Pain, because I don't know how much might stack potential we'll build anyway. So if I'll actually get rid of Spite. We lose a lot of modifiers. Oh no, but Spite we get a lot of might when they're low. And Shroud 1 starts generating might. Alright, we'll get rid of Blood. We'll go back to... Oh, but then we'll overcrit. Let's just see how it feels. We'll just keep playing. Alright, we're in the Golem.
Tight fit. But I shouldn't raise any eyebrows walking around in this thing.
That covers you. What about us?
Shackles, maybe? Say the Inquest ordered a Norn and Char specimen for their labs.
The commander leading me around in chains? Not a chance.
Ah, come on, Bram.
You got a better idea. I'm all ears.
Fine.
See, all that speculation we did about this in the trailer, and I was actually pretty goddamn bang on, I would say. Yeah. Another thing's kind of interesting as well. I actually said in my trailer thing, and I mean, this really blows my mind. I'm actually a little bit insecure about this because people might have thought... here's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about people who did have access to this patch early and utilized it, watching my trailer analysis video and thinking that I have also, and thinking that that's a fake video where I'm lying, where I'm like fake speculating, which I never, ever, ever do. I don't do that because it just feels so disingenuous and just basically, we've gone through this story many, many times. But here's an incredible thing. I left in my trailer analysis video an offhand comment that I thought was so dumb at the time. Genuinely, I thought was really dumb. I said, I saw a waterfall, and I said, is the secret base behind the waterfall? And as I said that, in the moment as I recorded that video, I thought that's really stupid. You can clearly see it's just a wall. That's dumb. That's just like padding for no reason. And in the editing, I caught it as well, and I thought, should I cut it out? And I thought, oh, no worries, I won't cut it out. It's just what came to me. And I just moved on from it. That was a complete dumb stab in the dark, because from the trailer, you can clearly see there is nothing behind the waterfall. And yet, the patch does this. How cool is this? Seriously. Okay.
Specimen transport confirmed. Please proceed.
What? It was behind the waterfall. But the thing that they do, though, is they have this amazing animation where it, like, full-on opens up a bit like we saw with the Aether Blades ages ago. I love this tech. And this is, like, doubly amazing because we're in an established map that we explored back during the expansion. And we never would have imagined that there's an Inquest lab behind here. And yet there is a unbelievable, totally unanticipated, unpredictable thing. And I totally, if you watch that video, I look like some guy that's in the know and is like just cheekily throwing it there to, I don't know, try and make myself look big or something for guessing at something that would have been totally unguessable. I can promise you, if I had actually played it, I never would have said that in the trailer video, because there's clearly no way to know that there's something behind this. There's no like reasonable, intelligent speculation. I just randomly said it as fluffer filling padding in the middle of a trailer analysis, and it ended up bang on. So like, I kind of look at that and I'd like cringe a little bit. How cool is that?
Door's locked.
They changed it to not make me look stupid. Yeah, hopefully it's that.
Makes sense. Transport golems have a set of onboard instruments. Helps those specimen collectors do their job. There. Got the remote access tools online. Try them on the door panel.
Am I going for the Kana, the dagger? No, I'm not going for the dagger. I'm not too interested. How do my graphics look crisp? I run something called Guild Wars 2 Hook, which is a shader suite that I run, you know, I configured shaders to look as good as possible. So there's a little bit of sharpening. That's probably what you're now seeing as better graphics. Right, yeah, so we get the short circuit ability here. Tech overload. Overload nearby security panels.
That did it.
Can't believe I'm doing this.
It'll be fine. If there's trouble, I'll jerk your chain and say heal.
Not funny.
It's a little funny.
I actually really kind of like it on the Sylvari bossing him around. When I was playing a Norn, there was like some Norn-specific dialogue where we were like, our people need this, blah, 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 and we convince him. I wonder what that will be when I'm playing a Sylvari. I don't know. You guys can tell me in chat, how good is like race-specific dialogue this patch? I've noticed a few little bits, and it's pretty cool, but I'm wondering how deep they were with it.
Please direct all specimens through intake processing for delousing and sanitation.
come on.
No choice if we want to keep our cover.
I adore this bit. This is so good. I love them going on the conveyor belt. It reminds me of a moment in A Little Big Adventure, actually, where you can go on conveyor belts like this. So he goes off, and he's away. And the funny thing is, these platforms, guys, we will go on these in the patch, and they actually work. They have proper collision, all that stuff. We get the third one for Frostbite to jump onto. My Mini just went flying off, which is so cool also. The Char tribe do not like you being a Sura. Yeah, they had awesome Norn dialogue as well. Like where the Char like recognized that we were pretty similar to Norn. I think actually Bram makes that note, so that's probably not race specific. But there's a bit where they're like, wow, I've never seen a human that big. And they're like, no, that's a Norn. They're from really far away. And they can transform and shapeshift. And they say this stuff. I really wanted to shapeshift in front of them, but I play a Norn Rev, and because ArenaNet hasn't done any kind of pass on racial skills, Rev still doesn't have any. And yeah, it's kind of like...
Definitely avoid the drones. Their sensors might see through your disguise.
So yeah, we get a stealth mission, just like we predicted from the trailer. Pretty easy to tell from the trailer.
Attention crew, security drones are a routine precaution for the benefit of our valued and trusted personnel. If targeted for a scan, please avoid any threatening gestures or suspicious body language for your own safety. Keep up the good work, and remember, we care.
I think that's actually you. Right side, you would do for that.
And look, they're talking about it's so high quality, it's so good. So I'm really happy that they went with this format here, because I thought that was a strong part of Season 2, and we'd never properly returned to, and we essentially get there again. We get like a stealth mission through an Inquest base. They don't do the sight cones, and they don't do like the stealth. Well, they do a bit of stealth mechanics, we'll see in a second. So I think they could have pushed this further than just drones hovering around. I wonder if they actually did remember that they did all that case stuff before. They could have just borrowed from that. But yeah, we're going to get so much cool dialogue. The Inquest really are expanded in some fun ways and some ways that I'm really happy to see from them. So here we overload this panel. The game teaches the mechanics steadily as well. This allows us to go through here. Tons of dialogue, tons and tons.
Did you see the attrition numbers this morning?
16 total, all Wyvern related. So despite your smug predictions, no one wins this week.
Aha! But 2 were eaten by the Wyvern, which wins me the bonus pool. And 3 of the non-deaths are in a vegetative state, so I also win the monthly non-fatal pool. Oh, the envy on your face. I live for these moments.
I look forward to the day my review article on your research comes out.
This is great. Like, the way they talk to each other, just viewing the death of their colleagues as simple attrition numbers. And yeah, it's like, they've always had the Inquest there, but they've never really, like, expanded on them much. They're just sort of like a cheap sort of shot at like a comical easy villain to just slot in every now and then. Like if you look at the way like Draconis Mons, a lot of Season 3 was amazing. I'm not going to sit here slagging off Season 3 because I think it was genuinely really good. But if you look at like how the Inquest were handled in Draconis Mons, and that was where we got a ton of like Zin potential connections and stuff as well, it still isn't really that impressive, is it? I mean, if they'd had a treatment like this, it would have been so much better. Too often they're just used as a mob filler tool. They're used almost the same way as like you'd use an Etin or something, right? They're just like this thing you can dump in a map to make it fill up a little bit more. But on this patch, they really get so much brilliant treatment. I really do enjoy it. We got to sneak past this guy to get through that door that I just opened. If he keeps going, can we go through this way? We can, good. All right, we're out of that room. So if we get caught by these, by the way, stuff happens. You'll notice I don't have any of the achievements here. One's to get through quick, one's to get caught and be competitive. The other one is to get through without being stealth. My first time playing this, I did mess up at one point because I didn't know how the stealth skill worked. I'll talk about that in a second. And I basically missed out on every possible achievement here on this patch, so that's fun. Oh, this instance, sorry. Not this patch. Again, thanks for all the subs and things, guys, honestly. I'll read them again in a second when we get out of this instance. I'm going to try and actually keep the gameplay up for a second.
The new exterminator model? It is. Blaster efficiency's better by 2 orders of magnitude.
Here's hoping we're never caught in a quarantine zone.
So they start setting up, like, the quarantine zone. Something ominous is coming up ahead. We see some new tech as well. I don't know whether we've seen guns and things like this before, really. There's a new variety of golem in this patch. And we can see it's actually zapping some Krautkatite crystal. Kraukatoric crystal, I guess. It's probably Kraukatite. It's fair to call it Kraukatite as well. There's a guy up in a pen up there. I think it's a branded. This is where Rox and Brown would come through as well. I wonder if we're going quick enough. We see them come through. That would be a really nice bit of flavor to get for the players that are running really fast. I don't know, though. That's the delousing station. Oh, that was pretty close. So we're going to grab this. He comes back towards us. So yeah, when you break one of the things, the golems go back over to it to repair it. So this wall here.
Looks like your golem's got a stealth module too. Here, I'll activate it. You'll probably need it to stay out of sight.
So they turn back on. This instance just feels good. It feels like it's quality, good, solid gameplay, right? It's not too long. It's not too short. It's broken up with dialogue at all the right places, I think. It's just good. So we move on over here. We can choose to get that extra detail out of the inquest if we want to. So we get a really creepy looking branded elemental here.
Every week, we've got the usual number of branded on the schedule, but a lot more cadavers.
I noticed. But you know what I didn't do? Ask a lot of questions. Some things you're better off not knowing.
So yeah, they found a lot of branded cadavers. Basically, they're doing research into something that the final cutscene of Path of Fire hinted at us, and that is the fact that Kraukatorix seems to be able to brand the deceased now, which is something he's inherited off of Zaitan with the connection.
All personnel traveling to Rata Primus, please be aware that intermittent gate malfunctions may cause delays. Your patience is appreciated.
So here we hear about a place called Rata Primus. I swear to God, every Rata that we've heard of, I end up saying wrong. Like, my default would be to call it Rata Primus and Rata Sum, not Rata Sum and Primus. I guess Rata Arcanum I got right. I don't know. Stupid Asura with their convoluted, fiddly pronunciation. So here we have to open both gates, by the way. So we open this one. We open this one.
We exterminated a lot of quarantine violators with the old boy, didn't we?
Oof, that was close. We're missing dialogue. Sorry, guys.
A reminder from the administration, the new disease research initiative is entirely safe. Claims of parasitic infestation or loss of motor or brain function are false and should be reported. Keep up the good work, and remember, we care.
Yeah, I don't know what that other dialogue was that we missed earlier, sorry. But yeah, so we'll hide up here now. That was where I failed before, by the way, because we got the stealth module, so let me just show you... Oh god, this is bad, right? We got the stealth module. I'll try and show you how it works when we get like a safer place. Let me grab this. And then we need to come grab this. And then we need to run through... I don't know which way. You notice they've given options for people to charge through.
So, Timmy, tell me about this inquest scientist. Timmy?
Sorry, tinkering again. Just trying to take my mind off things.
Alert. It has been 17 hours and 21 minutes since your last break.
Think you might be overdoing it.
It's possible. That inquest scientist, he's a portal specialist named Blish, who is coincidentally a friend of mine from college. Sweet guy, very smart. But apparently, and tragically, now an inquest stooge.
Oh boy. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, me too. Going back to tinkering now.
Oh my god, so much to talk about. Okay, first of all, the stealth module. I failed the achievement because I used stealth and I didn't know how it worked. I thought it would just stealth me, and then I went to run past the golem. It immediately revealed me. This is actually more like play dead, right? I think that the flavor text on the skill should actually say, be stealth yourself but become immobile. It should say something like that. But yeah, so we actually get this, right? The hidden thing. You're hiding using the stealth generator. This is like play dead when you're Gwen or whatever. And so yeah, because I didn't understand the mechanic immediately, I got sort of tricked out by that. I should have taken the second to test. But you know, I know. Does anybody relate to this? A lot of you guys won't, and you'll hate what I'm about to say because it goes against the sort of the community sort of impulse. But you know how hard everybody fought to have these achievements on here the first time you go through? Because nobody wants to actually play the game. They just want the achievements and then to leave playing the game. Nobody wants to actually stay in Tyria for very long. We want it immediately. We want our rewards. And so how dare you make us play the patch twice? How dare you make me listen to the dialogue twice? This is outrageous. We need all the achievements instantly. Do you remember all that whinging about that? For like perpetual whinging about it until like mid-season 2 when they finally started delivering? I actually, you know, with instances like this where you load in and you see there's 3 achievements, one of them's a time gate, one of them's to deal with this mechanic that you don't know about yet, one of them's to deal with this mechanic you don't deal about with yet. I actually have to try to force myself to not give a shit about it, because otherwise I like feel vaguely stressed, and I don't like get to properly sink my way into the story and experience it and just relax, because I'm always looking at these things glaring. It's like, oh, I've got to play efficiently, and I genuinely, it's not the hardest thing in the world. I mean, we're genuinely talking about first world problems here, but it genuinely takes my enjoyment away from playing these story instances, because my mind is constantly split about like trying to get the achievements as efficiently as possible, and it's always just like a slight drag on the experience of playing the game. So in retrospect, I really like, I look back at that and I'm almost like slightly annoyed that the community whined about that for so long that now we get all of them instantly. Because I've never minded going back and playing again. I'm not so desperate to immediately get out of Tyria the second that, you know, the patch comes out. I wouldn't mind playing them twice to do the achievements. So yeah, I sort of have that. So you got all this stuff going on, and yeah, then I get, you know, if this did only proc the second time, I wouldn't have had that frustrating moment of being annoyed that the devs designed a mechanic that I had no way of knowing until the very last second they would cancel cast or whatever. Anyway, that's all pretty boring. The other thing to talk about is timey. So yeah, another thing that I love that they do with the story here is they remind us, the audience, that this isn't just some like gimmicky cartoon where the Inquest are just these random things that spawn and get created out of nowhere and we just use them wherever we want. They're Asura. They're actual characters. They're people that live and inhabit Tyria. They have motivations for joining this organization. They are real people. They're Asura from Ratasum. And like the fact that Timey knows one of them now, it reminds you of that in a way that the game hasn't ever, question mark? I don't know, not since like maybe the core story and Kudu stuff. So it's cool. I like it. I think it's really, really cool. And then finally, the other thing to talk about is I got totally turned around. I actually have no idea whether this is a room we already came through or the room we need to move to. I don't know whether we beat that last room, basically, is what I'm saying. I think this is the next one.
Data do you think
yeah,
you're
it is.
getting from these specimens? Surely no higher functioning.
Hive mind or no, they're a bunch of gabbling cretins. I don't need data to tell me that.
Still, if it sheds light on Kralkatoric's powers, it's worth the effort.
Okay, so they're researching more stuff to do with Kralkatoric. They're intimidating me a little bit. So we really have to use stealth to get through this one. We can run around this guy. So we're on a time limit, right? Once we hit one of these things, we're on a time limit. So we wait for him to go through us. Again, I've never actually succeeded at this. I had to kill all these drones last time I was in this room. So now we hit this. I don't know whether I'm going to get there in time, though, am I? Yeah, so there's this door here. So we're going to do it in the right order. So I guess we'll wait for this one to regenerate. We'll wait for this drone to fix this. And then we'll... Okay, so there you go. Panel's back. So we do that. He comes back. We could stealth past him or we could do this. I messed this up. I could have gone the other direction. Now I could go this way. Is this the correct order? Are we in it? Maybe? Question mark? So now this door's open. So we run through.
Attention crew, stasis tanks are for cold storage of specimens only. Storing food or beverages is unauthorized.
Oh, we just about got in. Oh my god. Oh no, yeah, there you go. Now the door's closed. Whew. Is this not where we came from again? I don't think it is. So now we have to stealth past him. This was the first golem on my original time playing. This was the first golem that I actually got past using stealth properly, because I had to kill all of those in that room. So we're officially doing better on our second playthrough, guys. The design of the achievement is working, and we make it. Cool. Oh, we still don't ding the achievement, though. Reunite with Bram and Rox. Hey, guys. How was your delousing?
Next time I get the golem.
Looks like the system Keto was talking about.
You're up, then.
All right, and we get the Asura Gate. You know, it's just an Asura Gate to a new region of the world, but it's become such a well-integrated aspect of the story now. There's, like, nothing wrong with it at all, right?
Transport and tracking systems online. Please exit Transport Golem and enter authentication to proceed.
All right, so we exit the golem.
Enter authentication to proceed.
So we get a little bit of a puzzle here. The the idea is you press this, right? And the 3 inquest symbols connect. And what you want...
Attempt failed. Please enter valid authentication to avoid security response.
WP, this is not an Asura gate. This is an Asura hub. There's different purposes. I don't know how pedantic you are. There's some pretty pedantic people on the internet. But when I say this is an Asura gate, this is an Asura gate. Just because it can be reconfigured to different areas, that's not unique to this one specific place here and this one specific Asura gate. So that's such an arbitrary distinction you made there. I'm almost... It blows my mind you felt the need to type it out. But okay, so basically we've got these different lights here. And what we want to do is make sure the entire... Between the 3 symbols, they create one complete inquest symbol here. So, we just got to find the right way to do it. If I remember rightly, it's like this and then... It's like this, right? So... No, that's not right. So we have to take the 1. We go solo. And then we take the 1. No. Is this different to before? What if we take the 1 there? We take 1 up there. Here you go. So we get 1, 2. And then this one. We get these 3. And then the only one missing is this one here. So with that, I think this should be right. Let's have a look.
Authentication confirmed.
You got it.
Please specify the transport destination or say directory to access the resource directory.
Directory.
Resource name?
Blish.
Resource Blish is located at Rata Primus. Would you like to travel there now?
Yes.
Error. Destination gate is currently offline. Would you like to travel to the nearest alternative?
Okay.
Gate ready for transit.
Let's go.
So, Articaz says I ignored the puzzle because I couldn't be bothered. I'll tell you what, dude. The puzzles in this patch are really good because they're easy, basically. So you can get through them really quickly. And I think that's important for Guild Wars because, like, people are resistant to having to learn new, like, mini-games all the time. So if they're easy and you can get through them quick, that's really nice. I don't actually know what it's like to fight in this room. I wanted to make sure I got this, or whatever the 1 achievement was. Hopefully we got there. Yeah, what was I going to mention there, by the way? About Blish, maybe something? Was it something someone said in chat? The puzzle buttons didn't trigger for you? Oh, that sucks, dude. That's a real shame. Sadly, you have some sort of dyslexia in terms of logical thinking, so I hated these puzzles. Really? I mean, this is pretty basic. This is like what children do when they get that thing, and it's like, put the triangle in the triangle and put the star in the star. It's not too much further away from that, is it? Really? But okay. When the patch launched, other people could mess up your puzzles. Oh, that sucks. That totally sucks. All right, so here we go. The test subject. We get 1 instance back to back into the other. I had another insight. Oh, yes. One thing I love that they do in both of these first instances.
Some kind of lab. Is this Rata Primus?
Supposed to be a pretty big base. Could be more than 1 building.
Keep your eyes open for any sign of Joko or the gate hub he's using.
So, and I'm sure that the devs were probably scared about, is they disable mounting. Check it out. There is actually no mount in this area. So, I guess that I'm guessing they would have been scared about it or thought, oh god, you know, it's a big feature of Path of Fire, we're taking it away from them immediately. But I honestly think it's so important that they embrace that they allow people to have sort of the classic Guild Wars 2 experience and the proper experience where we're just on foot and we do this kind of stuff. They did it in the previous patch as well, actually, I think. I've just not had a chance to talk about this online, really, because I haven't talked about the previous patch too much. But yeah, so I really like this. I like the gameplay that we get here. It's a shame that this isn't the vast majority of the patch, but, you know, just the first couple of hours when we log in. But there you have it. So, Inquest controls here. To Security Enforcer 701 from Tech Ops. I forgot my password again. I reset the password on your account. Please set it to something to secure at your earliest convenience. So we set the password as password. Very secure. This instance is actually really funny as well. It made me laugh out loud. Genuinely made me laugh out loud earlier.
No good trying to sneak past these guys if we need to search the place.
Fine by me.
Fine by me. So we just kill them. Brown doesn't care about the slaughter of poor innocent Inquest only doing research into the dragon minions. But I think it's important we get to do some regular fights for people who maybe have skipped all of them before. Bit of a pace breaker. Termination summary, Foreigner expedition. Status aborted, so they aborted their expedition there. Under duress, that's us, baby. So, let's see the inventory. What did they get from Foreigner? Final inventory for storage and or containment. They got 1 crate of excavation loot. It's used, but functional. They got 2 consoles. They were slightly damaged, but are functional. And they got a sample vial that was produced on site. Do not open this. This sample vial is really what the climax of the patch is going to be all about. So, those who know the lore very closely, and, well, not even that closely, to be honest, but Foreigner was the site of where the Scarab, I think they said actually where the Scarab Plague began, and there was certainly a lot of that about that in Guild Wars 1. I think even last patch they were talking a little bit about that as we went there. So they got a sample vial of something, do not open. And the game will like tease over and over and over again about that vial. Addendum. Sample vial likely contains the target pathogen. Isolate and reproduce for further study. Biocontainment Protocol 1, Security Level 1. I love that via the Inquest and the Asura, we can have a word like pathogen in Guild Wars. I think it's great. So we got the gate controls. We have to fight the Jones now. No more sneaking around. Or maybe can we sneak past them? I don't think we have to, right? So we get look at the detail on this instance as well, right? Look at all the golems. These guys all have collision on them. I want to see the devs doing more like when you kill creatures that they have collision. Especially in story instances. If it's like a rooted mob that's not going to block some kind of line of avenue or whatever. I'll show you that later. They could do that with so many more bosses in the story. Get a gate console.
Another char for today?
There's an assessment. Not sure if they're planning a direct exposure.
Well, if they are, I'm going home sick. I've mopped up enough hemorrhagic seepage, thank you.
Alright, we didn't quite get to hear what they said, but hopefully you guys could through the wall there. We'll kill these Jones.
Protected.
This is so easy. We literally just shroud. I mean, I should use this to get stabbed so we don't get interrupted. It's just double well and then the shroud 4 and that's it. It's done. Who's barraging? Was that Rox?
That's refreshing.
Nice little healing spring as well from Roxy Poo there. Thank you. Like the Condi cleanse. Overkill perhaps. So we get these inquests. Oh, but what do we do when we're still on cooldown? Oh no. The stealth here is neat because it requires you to climb up the walls and jump across. Oh, did I actually screw it up? Why am I playing Reaper? Because it's like the sturdiest, hardest hitting PvE build that I've got set up right now. I mean, it's extremely powerful. Reaper is like ungodly strong. Inquest console. Accessing communications terminal. Incoming message available. Play message.
All labs, this is the director. Some of you may be aware of a minor security issue in Rata Primus involving a small number of cadaverous intruders. Security has the matter in hand. Rumors to the contrary will result in compliance, correction, or expungement. All labs are to continue with business as usual. Director out.
Cadaverous sounds a lot like Joko's goons. I think we're on the right track.
There's something about Timey calling his forces goons that doesn't quite sit right with me. Like, I want to be more threatened by them, and calling them goons. I get that is probably more in line with what she would say as a character, right? So that's fine. It sort of makes light of them, I suppose, to an extent. And yeah, they do cast out on, you know, how bad these guys are. Also, this is a message from the director. That's not like the head of the Inquest. It's the head, I guess, of the branch of the Inquest that's dealing with all of this stuff here, right? But who is that director? We don't actually interact with them in this patch, do we? We don't, like, learn a bit more about that project. Maybe that's something for more broad Season 4 stuff that's going on? I don't know. Or I'm missing something. Maybe people could fill me in chat. Yeah, Rain Pumpkin asking the same thing in chat. It's interesting, isn't it? Because they only appear there in that one hologram and disappear. The model looks fairly generic. He's just like a red-eyed Asura, really, right? So, I don't know, to be honest. Oh, we're getting into the good stuff. Listen, a lot of you guys are going to be watching this stream and you don't have Guild Wars installed and you're wondering how good it is, all right? This is literally the best part of the entire patch that you're about to see. Literally the best. So, here we go. Another console. Loading into terminal communicator. Automated response prototype. Online. Channel opened. M. New subjects arriving today. The containment vessels are prepped and ready. Are you excited? And we get to make this automated response. You bet. M. I've got a bet with Lab 6 that we clear 14 live subjects this fiscal period. You want in? You bet. Excellent. How much should I put you down for? You bet. This genuinely made me laugh quite heartily when I first played it. On your behalf? Alright, let's say 10 gold. Now we just have to get those live samples in. Let me know when you see them. You bet. Channel closed. Love it. Cheeky. It's very, very good. Alright, so here we go. The best thing of the patch. You guys ready? Ooh. Well, what is this? Ooh. Ooh. Elevator controls? What happens when I press this? It's a moving platform with collision that can actually take us around. So if we stand here, this is like Assault on the Control Room elevator stuff. It's so good. Ready?
Spirits. Look at the poor creatures in these cells.
The live test subjects we've been hearing about.
Just when you think the inquest couldn't get any more despicable.
I love it. There's nothing under it. That's a good idea, though. You got to go under these all the time. I love it. Seriously, a lot of you guys are going to be like, come on, WP, this isn't actually that cool. This is cool, guys. I want these everywhere. I want like a machinist discipline so that for guild halls that can create moving things and mechanized things, and we can use this as decorations in places. I want this everywhere. I want a core Terrier overhaul even more now, just so they go back and retrofit all those core maps with bases and stuff like this. Think about the jumping puzzle applications. Talking about SAB as well, they could use this tech for that. It's so good. They push the boundaries of the engine in so many great ways here. I genuinely really, really like it. The worst thing about the moving platforms is the NPCs teleporting to you. Another funny thing is as well, your mini on them. Minis like freak out and float up into the air. You can tell how hacky it is. You really can. Like, you see my mini there? You see that? Like, it's very hacky and strange. I don't even want to know what kind of spaghetti code holds this together. And the next time they have to do a pass on a ban wave on getting rid of fly hackers or something, obviously all these are going to break and they have to go. I don't even want to imagine. But what I care about for now is they're pushing the engine, and as a contemporary player, damn it, it's awesome, and I've got some fun things to mess about with. So really, really good. I love this room we're going into as well now, by the way. So they've got live specimens. There's a black mower in here. It says here that this is terminal 3812. It's ready. We can access the controls. So this is observation cell contest. This is a healthy control specimen. You're not meant to infect this one. Basically, they bring other black mowers in, they infect the other black mowers, and they see how they react. And their baseline is this dude who should not be infected. It says, no, control specimens are scheduled for pain threshold testing and termination in phase 2, so don't release it, which is really sad. I kind of want to see I guess this is kind of inquesty of me to say. You guys, Guild Wars 2 players won't have the respect for the Black Mower that us nerdy vets of the franchise will have. But, I'm really excited, man, to see, like, how sturdy these guys are and how this would actually feel being infected with Scarab Plague. Because these guys are bosses. These guys are, like, super, super creatures. Anyway, we're going to release it. And one of the achievements is to release everything in here, so we'll do what we can. There's a Choya here, who they've got as a control specimen. I don't think we actually can release. I wish I could press F on rocks here. I've noticed on this patch, they really just get rid of the idea of pressing F to get bonus dialogue. I don't mind if they go with that, because it trains me as a player to stop caring about constantly pressing F. Get all of the information as key dialogue out, and then always just, they use the different thing to demonstrate when there's extra info. The sort of the white star above people's head, or the green star with the white background. Here we get another one. It's a char, so this is what we noticed from the patch. Live specimen char, disease status unknown, subject status it's dead. Read observations. Test failure due to rapid consumption of subject by parasitic insectoids. Loss of bodily integrity prior to sample acquisition necessitates additional subjects. So they got to get more. Read the note. Notify management that new janitorial staff will be required after today's resignations. So this was such a grotesque, nasty way. So they know that they can't really show like anything really gross and gruesome on screen. So they do it through the dialogue telling us that it's happened, and I think it works really well. Here we got another specimen, a sad, quivering pink mower. Here we got another one. It's, what is that, a human? Dead. They can't have anyone who's sentient be in these because that sort of railroads the plot where it's all about saving this person who's captured, else we look like monsters ignoring them. So conveniently, the only ones that are still alive are, you know, not smart enough to be able to communicate with us. I mean, as we all know from the Highlands, the Choya are dancing around their fires. So yeah, this one's a human, disease positive, but compromised. Read observations. Insectoid successfully compromised the subject's dermis, so their skin, right? Dermis? Reproduction within host has resulted in a compromised containment vessel. Inquest personnel unable to acquire hands-on samples. We read the addendum. Ask a requisitioner's officer to send over a pair of earplugs for future host infection experiments. So now we're immediately forced to think about their screams and wails. I love the very dry, clinical, like, way that the inquests handle these very emotional moments. Like, just
You're a
observers.
stain on this land, a blight. You'll pay for what you've done.
We've seen rapid disease progression in these Char, correct?
Yes, but we've only tested a few. Their village is close by, and security didn't want the locals out for blood.
Ridiculous. If they act up, we trigger the quarantine protocol. Let's get this one infected. I'll fetch a sample.
I'm not your lab animal. Release me!
What a dim-witted comment from James Rose in chat. I get it on Twitch, you guys get off on just being sarcastic twats most of the time, but at least be smart with what you're talking about. So James Rose says, yes, the Char at the end is not smart enough to communicate. Obviously the Char at the end is going to derail the plot. It becomes about the Char. The Char is the character that we follow and then drives a lot of the narrative here. What I'm saying is that obviously they want to introduce us to the Char. This is the end point, and they don't want to introduce another side ancillary character in one of these cells before they get to the good stuff, because that would derail the plot. So like, your sarcastic comment there is like completely uncalled for, and you'd understand that. So here we've got another Choya. This guy's ready. They don't let us infect anyone either to see it actually happen before our eyes, which one, you know, we're the commander, so we wouldn't want to do that in theory. But two, it also, again, it keeps like the effects of this plague and how it hurts everyone a bit of a mystery, which I think is really cool. Control specimens are scheduled for pain testing. Do not release. Well, we're going to release that one. I guess they never really get into the nitty-gritty of how it is that we're releasing them, and they're just sort of teleporting away. And the other interesting thing is we can only release the ones that are still control specimens, are clean and happy, because if we release the other ones, we risk infecting a ton of people. So it's actually quite a profound, scary thing we're doing here. A bit of a risk we're taking by releasing these guys that potentially... We're just trusting the panels that they are clean and that they're not infected.
Intruders!
Oh! You see that?
Your arrival was well-timed.
You obviously didn't need much help.
Alert. Security breach in progress. Initiating radical decontamination protocol level 1.
That sounds like a problem.
Uh-oh, and we have to fight. Is it me or is the music? Have we had any music this patch so far? Oh, we have. It's just kind of quiet. Should I turn it up a little bit, maybe? Is it? I can't hear any music right now. We have mute dynamic on. Is it bugged? I swear I remember there was all sorts of music so far. We've heard the lab and stuff. We haven't had any, like, the stealth mission music. I'm glad that made you laugh as well, James, in chat. I'm glad that made you laugh. Have I seen the new combat tonic? It's really interesting. Actually, no, I haven't. What is it?
Alert. Radical decontamination protocol level 1 unsuccessful. Proceeding to level 2.
We need to get out of here. Any other prisoners?
The others from my tribe. They didn't make it.
Your tribe?
Our village is nearby.
Can we talk about how to get out of here?
Upstairs. There's a platform that can take us to the roof. I'll come with you.
There we go. We're getting some music. So, yeah, I was so amazed by this right now. I was like, what is this? I can't believe that this Char is, like, such a badass. I honestly was so curious because she's legendary designated as well. Usually they save that for genuinely really prominent, important characters. I think she will be in the story lore, but I was wondering if she had, like, some kind of crazy backstory or whatever. Really intriguing moment, full of mystery when I first got here. So we get to release this guy as well, so we can release, what was that? Was that the Chak? There's a Chak in here. We might have released the Chak. Another dead Char over there. And yeah, so we start to realize the char in this patch, guys. Pretty exciting. We got a gazelle. Read incoming message. Can someone look into the elevators on specimen holding and the research wing? They only seem to function when the decontamination level is elevated to at least level 2. So this dialogue, I think, is justifying why we can't use this elevator before we wait for this conversation. Like, it's they enable this elevator almost like arbitrarily after the dialogue. So I think that's what they're doing, sort of justifying it for funsies, because they know that it's sort of transparent, like game design sort of get in the way sort of thing. Hopefully I've articulated that well. So anyway, we'll release him. That would have dinged an achievement for us. Another elevator, guys. So everybody teleports up. You'll notice in the trailer, I wonder if this inspired that trailer edit as well.
Evacuation is strongly advised.
Level 2? Oh, leave everything. We have to get out.
Are you insane? Grab your data. Without it, you're worthless.
So we can choose to kill these guys or not, right? Because they're yellow. Do we let them run off with their data? It's totally up to us, right? And yeah, we can do that. So what's the combat tonic? Is it safe to say we'll just see a detailed information video of the new episode on your channel in the future? Eventually, yes. Do we want to do a giveaway? Hell yeah, Flag. Let's do a giveaway. Hell yeah. It might be Heart of Thorns music. Yeah, this is like Garrett music, isn't it? The combat tonic is a sand char. Is it really? Don't jump off, stay with the base for extra dialogue, Kappa. I don't know, is Royal trolling me? Should I stay and wait for the self-destruct? I don't know what happens. I would assume it like kills us and it destroys the thing. Just perfect purchase Path of Fire. Where will my max level boost be sent to? It goes into an account inventory slot, so it's in all of your inventories. I really wouldn't recommend you use it unless you've already played a lot of the game, by the way. So yeah, there's lots of documents. So now, by the way, we get the new lawbook UI, because this is actually appropriate as documents. The other ones have been panels, right, and terminals, which we've had to interact with, so they still use the other dialogue box format. So to all RPL personnel, RPL, what's that standing for? New quarantine process, policy. Dear valued co-workers, as you might know, Rata Primus has recently acquired a sample of Redacted during our latest excursion into Redacted. As this is a particularly virulent Redacted with a history of spreading uncontrollably, Rata Primus Security has instituted a series of changes to our standard quarantine protocols. Due to the sensitive nature of Redacted, RPL's Golomancy division has commenced construction on a new fleet of golems to handle all future security and quarantine protocols. Do you remember earlier in the previous instance we saw the Asura looking at the gun firing and they're like, man, I'm not in the quarantine zone. This is what they're talking about. When you see one, do not say hello or attempt polite conversation. They will only respond to a certified RPL security officer. And remember, we care. So you see these remember we care comments. Later we will see a thing about why they're doing that. At the end of the patch, they have that. So daily log, network is down. Can't process the latest data without it, and the technicians are saying we won't be back up until tomorrow. All right, I won't do the voice. That's fine. Don't need the network to write notes in no particular order. Remember to fire Bragg. Third time he's corrected me in front of a supervisor. More subjects requisitioned from Vabi and beyond. Was asked to research dietary habits for long-term internment. Reassigned yesterday. Subjects aren't living long enough for it to matter. Once again, proposed a plan to introduce ourselves to nearby native population. Could be presented as mutually beneficial. We get subjects for our pathogen experiments, and they get some old technology we'd be throwing away anyway. Chance of them understanding our work is nil. This is so like Asura, so big-headed, so arrogant. Remind me, don't attend any more pathogen experiments just before lunch. Disgusting. So again, they're just so like distant from it all. I'll let them run around. I won't kill them. Like they're watching people die and be tortured essentially, and all this really gross stuff. And they're just
received. Source Rata Primus, main complex.
Sounds important. See if you can listen to it.
There might be another note somewhere in here. We'll come up here though. I forgot to tell you, when you find a redacted, do not go near or else you'll end up redacted. Accessing research wing terminal K0062. Incoming message available.
It says distress message. Subject awakened attack. Audio failed. Sender Gorik.
Gorik? Not you too. I know him. He's Blish's little brother.
Blish? The college friend Blish?
Yeah, Gorik's an entomologist. And if I'm honest, kind of weird. But still, the inquest?
Well, I guess we know where to find Joko's Awakened. the main complex?
The big central structure of the invaders' base. We'll be able to see it from the roof.
How do you know?
Because I know.
So, this patch
Alert.
does...
Radical decontamination protocol level 2 is imminent.
Okay, everyone on the elevator.
Yeah, it's a good call on Timey's call about Blish and not killing the Inquest. That is good timing. So, yeah, this patch does something very cool. It's basically going to introduce... You know how Timey's like the man in the room? That if you've seen Spider-Man Homecoming, you kind of get what I mean, right? She's the guy off in the background that, like, leads us and assists us. Well, they're kind of... You know, it's going to be like Ocean's 11 style. She'll have a team, I think, going forward, and it's going to be pretty cool. So, yeah, we have... a giveaway going on, guys. All you have to do to get in on it is type !enter. I'm not sure what we're giving away. It will be something good though. I'm trying to scroll up to see flag. I can't see it. Oh, maybe. Oh god, am I messing this up? Flag didn't actually say anything, and I would have just baited chat to do that. Did I do that wrong? I don't even know whether we're doing a giveaway. I don't even know. The spam has begun. We might have been baited, guys. This whole thing might have been baited. Oh, no, it is working. Okay, yeah, we're giving away 500 ectoplasm. So go on, guys. Just type !enter. And, yeah, you'll get 500 ecto. All right, so we go to the elevator. The portal we can't go through as far as I remember. Let's see here. Oh, whoa. Can I do something with this? Did we turn it off? Authorized personnel only. Use of evacuation portals is limited to research staff level 3 or higher. Is that just for flavor then? Lab will self-destruct in 30 seconds. Do I have to wait? I don't even know. Chat is nuked as well, so I've got no idea.
There's the exit.
Should I do this? Do we fail? There's the exit. 30 seconds. Let's see what the devs have got in store, because I'm curious. I am curious. Are you guys ready? 30 seconds. Uh-oh. I love the little sapphires, by the way. We've dyed these quite well. Maybe we could go with a richer gold on our stuff. More fashion mods while we wait. Oh, it's going to be so fun. Gold. What kind of golds have I got? I've got loads of golds. Golden sheen. Gold fusion. Let's turn the gold fusion into golden sheen. Ow! Oh! Oh, we missed the final elevator. Wait, though. Oh, if we've missed the coolest part of the instance, I'm going to be really upset with this. No! I actually loathe that we did that because we just missed the coolest part of the instance. That is so abominably lame. We missed the coolest part. Guys, that last elevator is amazing. It takes you up like this long glass chute and you're watching all the stuff explode around you as you look through, as you rise up. You end up on the roof. You see a giant city off in the distance. You see that. And you're like, whoa, what is all of this? And then you jump off like epically at the end. It's actually so cool. I'm never going to listen to Royal again. There's like maybe a 10% chance that listening to Royal is a good idea. Oh. That is so lame. Also, amazingly, this is not your active story. I guess because we haven't accepted this. I've got an idea. Because we never accepted the reward. So our story has not progressed. So, if they've done good checkpointing, I have an idea. No! Oh, why?
I want that.
How do we even start the next instance? This is totally broken now. Oh. We start it from here, I guess. Which is very peculiar. Oh. I'm not happy, guys. I'm not happy. This whole stream is ruined. How was that even fun? There was no audio. There was nothing. It was just an explosion. And then they deny us all the coolest part of the patch. I don't blame ArenaNet for that, by the way. I think it's nice that they do something. That it actually does explode. You can, because you can tell with the personal story they design, they never want you to fail. Sometimes they, like, that's a perfect example of Guild Wars 2 in a nutshell. We don't want you to ever fail. We want you to face your... We want your 90-year-old grandmother to be able to do this with one hand, right? So... no matter what happens, we can never actually cause you to fail. So we'll just kick you out. If the player forces our hand, we'll just progress you for free. Have I turned off auto loot? I have, because of some other projects and things.
I can barely stand.
Yeah, it's anti-Guild Wars 1 mission design. It is.
so.
And they still cling to it.
I'm gonna feel that one in the morning.
That's what you said after the last ale moot.
And they would say this anyway, right? Because the idea is we jumped down from... Wait. Yeah, I don't remember where we actually come out.
Nature smiles on a kindness repaid. But don't thank me yet. We just stirred up the hive, I expect.
We just stirred up the hive. So yeah, it's really cool, guys. Honestly, we did just miss the best bit of the instance. I didn't show it to you. Go and play the patch, I guess, if you want to see it. But yeah, you come out of this huge elevator. You're like way up in the sky. You see this like intimidating thing in the background. There's fires and explosions, and you're forced to jump off to save your life. Bit weird as a Heart of Thorns player that can then sort of half glide and whatnot, but still. I jumped down from the place that's currently on fire. Yeah, I just don't see it near me, because the idea is you jump down, right? So I would have thought that we'd be near it. I guess maybe over there. But yeah. Alright, so Rox has just met some new char. Bram's still on the floor. Alright, dude.
I have to warn my village about what they're doing to our people.
Seems like we have a common enemy in the inquest. Joko too, I imagine. If that cube's as well defended as it looks, maybe we should work together.
We do share a common cause. Wise words. Yes. We'll speak to the elders.
Yes, I know that we can, like, replay, but I haven't done the whole chapter. I don't want to go to another character to replay that a little bit. So here's a really cool bit. I don't know, the game I don't know whether it's because of the whole Tom Abbey thing. It's obviously not. But the game feels like so Halo and things at the moment. Uncharted as well. You get these cool, like, this is like the vehicle moment, guys. This is where you're Nathan Drake and you get in the Jeep. This is where, you know, you're on assault on the control room and you get in the Warthog and you're moving on. You get the dialogue as you move around the fast environments. This is our vehicle. And they break up the pace of the combat. It's so good. This is where the sad music plays and we have to come to terms with our failing marriage as we drive through the tropical jungles in Uncharted 4 and blah, blah, blah. It's so good.
I don't have one. I'm a gladium.
Oh? Well, my mother used to say a char without a tribe is just a char who hasn't found one yet.
I like how they sort of have to struggle with Frostbite, because how do you get... Frostbite just has to leg it.
Good to see you back, sister. We heard an explosion. You're doing?
Ours. We need to see the elders.
With the outsiders? Not possible.
Should we be offended? I'm a little offended.
It's urgent. There's no time for formalities.
Fine. But only one of them goes in. And if there's trouble, it's your responsibility. Bram and I can wait. I'd like to look around anyway. I'm curious to see how the Olmecon live. Aren't you?
Not really, but I'll play along.
I actually love Bram there.
We'll meet up after.
I really like Bram there. I don't know, he's just so blasé. He doesn't care, he's a dick and he doesn't care. I really like it. It's actually the point where it makes me smile quite heavily. I still think that the entire reason for his hissy fit is terrible writing. Because it's just not Norn, it's not Wolf, it's not... Especially for Air as well. It's just ridiculous. But what they're doing with it, even though the logic and the foundation of why they made that move story-wise is, like, obscene, what they're actually doing with it, I really enjoying at the moment. Yeah, there's a moment where you can stomp on some cabbages as you go through. I don't have that, but I have heard of that achievement. Yes, there was the replay thing. What was the other thing I wanted to talk about? So yeah, this bit disappointed me a little bit because... I don't know, if I was a char, I'd love it if I went in there. But I actually think it would have been really cool if Rox was the hero for a second. I know that we're the centerpiece of this story and we always need to be the hero. That always is the main driver of action and stuff. But it's kind of cool to take a step back sometimes. Like, you remember the end of Season 2 where it's our allies defending us while we channel the door. And they're the ones that are the actors, and they defend us kind of thing. I like moments like that. I think that this would have been a really cool moment for Rox where the char were like... Fuck off, you ain't coming in, you weird plant thing. You ain't coming in, you big badass Norn. You certainly aren't coming in, Mr. Asura. But you, this Char that we've just met, you can come in. You can speak to elders. And I would have liked it if we sort of had to sit around and wait. And obviously they would have given us something to do in the meantime, some exposition about something, some, you know, token conflict or whatever to deal with. And then Rox comes out and Rox delivers the information because she's the Char. It just makes more sense the Omar clan would have invited Rox into their inner chamber. They already set up that this is very rare and you shouldn't do it. So at least have it be of the same race. I think that was the wiser move. And I would have really respected if they did that, but they didn't. And look, we even get these target dummies here. What is that supposed to be a New Hawk, by the way? New Hawk target dummies? I don't know. But yeah, so we go in because we're the hero. And if we were a Char player, it would have been really cool if we did get to come in, but only the Char players got that, and that was a branch. Perfect world, that's the way they would have done it.
We thought you'd been lost, like the others.
Nearly. The invaders had us all. I only escaped with the help of this warrior.
I'm honored to meet you all.
Bringing an outsider into this chamber is highly irregular.
The threat is highly irregular. We have to go on the offensive. Drive the invaders out of our lands.
Absolutely not. Starting a war is a last resort. We have our young and our old to consider.
The Inquest already started the war. They've killed your people. Diseases, cruel experiments. They won't stop. And now there may be Awakened involved. Sooner or later you'll have to act. Better now, with our help.
No. Better to move and find a new home. Beats getting butchered defending this one.
We don't know that's their intention.
You didn't see what they did to our people. I did.
What did they do? Where's my dad? Why didn't he come back with vodka?
We don't know. Not for sure.
Don't. I hate it when grown-ups talk down to cubs. If he's not back, he's in trouble. What are you gonna do about it?
Oh, child.
I'm not a child. I'm a warrior, same as you. Same as my dad. And if you're not gonna do something, we will.
I love the Char, ferocious little Char cubs. I think it's good.
Outlander, I need to tell the elders what happened. Can you keep an eye on the cubs?
Of course. Whatever you need.
Nature bless you. They usually play at the ritual circle by the water's edge.
Yeah, the music change there is really good. It's like the defeat music, isn't it? It works. It works for that little beat. Ewendell, thank you so much for the £5 earlier, Ewendell. Dude, I never thank you enough. I never show my appreciation enough.
Cubs may do something reckless.
Are they still going to keep talking? So yeah, thank you, Gaia Demon as well subbed earlier. Random Spuds. I wonder what they keep saying up there. Random Spud. Random Spud, did you make a Twitch account just to do that? That's so cool. Nice bait, WP says Rab. Really? What earlier? By the way, so I'm going to mute the dialogue audio if he keeps talking over me. If he keeps interrupting me. Here's something pretty interesting from the world of data mining. There was a Reddit thread on this that Shaman did. Shaman noted that many of the chairs, benches, thrones, all kinds of stuff, as of this most recent patch, they've got like anchor points attached to them now, which suggests that the devs are messing around with a feature or a system where when we find a bench or whatever, we can sit on it. So if you want my God to honest opinion about that and how that affects Guild Wars, I think it's an arbitrary, nonsense, not very important feature. I've never particularly cared if I can sit on chairs. But if you guys don't remember this, around the Heart of Thorns days, around that release window, it kind of became a big joke where one of the things to whinge about was that Guild Wars 2 is an incomplete game and a bad game because you can't even sit on chairs. And it was like one of these obscene, like, dumb things that people would say, oh, we need this quality of life feature. How can you not even sit down in Guild Wars? You know, because, and it's true, if you go up to a chair and you type /sit, often you'll clip through the geometry and stuff. For me, it's never been something I care about that much, and the amount of discussion that it generated compared to its worth, like, come on, honestly, really? I would like it if it was in the game. I just don't think it's ever been something I really care that they dedicate resources to or whatever. I've never contributed or participated in those conversations. It's just so uninteresting to me. However, you know, You got to give the devs credit. It feels like every little thing that the player base asks for, they like acquiesce to. They just bend over backwards every single time. Like, oh, there's too much grind on this. Okay, let's make it the easiest thing in the world. Like, they just go and go and go. And it's the same with the chairs, right? So it seems like maybe this patch, they're actually looking into it. Maybe a passion project from a dev or something. Who knows? But there does seem to be something in the works cooking. Maybe it won't ever manifest like some of the UI stuff we saw with Path of Fire. There's no guarantee. There's no official statement. It is, at the end of the day, just a data mined thing. So let's not worry too much about it. But I'm talking about this now because look at the Omicron right now. They're like the Skyrim Jarls in their thrones, right? They actually have like sitting animations. They're sitting here. And there's a few. I think this is the only one right now. The two of them. But like, it seems like the devs are doing something. Right now we only see it on these NPCs. But I feel like as a Char player, one day soon, maybe you'll be able to walk up to a chair and sit down, and this will be the Char sitting animation. It feels like they're working on it, and we're seeing like the earliest parts of it now in game. I don't know, maybe I'm going too deep down the rabbit hole, but that's certainly what it feels like. Yeah, and burning their faces on the torches, yeah, but we can ignore that for a second. So yeah, I don't know, what do you guys think of that? It feels like it's a thing. And I hope people are genuinely happy with that. As always, I feel like they're going to put a feature into the game, and then it's just not going to get talked about after it goes in. There'll be like damning condemnations of the product. Oh, it doesn't have first-person camera. Worst thing in the world. No first-person camera, ridiculous. We had first-person camera in Guild Wars 1. This game is so bad, I can't believe they do it. They put first-person in, and like, they don't necessarily get kudos from it. They just eliminate the complaint. Which must be a very hollow way to feel as a developer that they have it.
Oh! You're wondering about Ferrars and warbands. Well, yes. I mean, how else would you raise them? We Omicron raise our own children. Teach them to fish and hunt, to fight, and to play. You won't find any Ferrars here. Only families. Huh.
Someone said, yeah, and the Doom Throne. Yeah, so the most recent Raid Wing actually had a version of it as well, right? The Throne of Doom. Is that actually how you look as a Char when you're sitting on the Throne of Doom? I guess so, right? That thing's worth 7,000 gold at the moment. Someone's actually trying to buy one for 7,000 gold. Insane. So, yeah, little thing here. Rock speaking to the Omicron, learning about a different culture. I love all of that stuff. I think it's all really good. I think some of their insights from the AMA demonstrate why this was a cool thing to do. I love it's really, like, again, as I said in one of my videos, if you're going to do Char that are living in a loner, you need to give them a different culture. You need to really dive into it, and you need to present it in a cool way. And that's exactly what they do. They nail the Char. It's brilliant, and I love every bit of it. This specific conversation, I don't know. I wish that they did something a bit more interesting. Instead of just deleting the idea of the Ferrars altogether, if they had done and basically say, yeah, we're basically like humans, Ferrars aren't the way to do it. If they still had Ferrars, but it was like a slightly tweaked version of a Ferrar, I think it would have been fully satisfied, but whatever, it's a minor thing to bang on about, right? But yeah, so we get a really cool of the instance here, where we can just run straight to the circle, or we can walk along, exploring this culture through our friends.
Raise a few animals, farm a bit. Rotate our crops, our quarry, make sure the land and its creatures are sustained.
Almost sounds like a Norn.
I love this as well. So good, because they are very Norn-like, and that would frustrate me a little bit. It's like, oh, you've just given us Norn with a Char paint of coat. But because the game talks about it, because the game lampshades, because the game expresses that, all of a sudden it's this amazing cool thing, and it's like, wow, yeah, we can embrace and celebrate that these two disparate cultures from different areas of the world are actually kind of similar in the end. And we get to even see, you know, Bram takes that into his personality kind of thing. Also, you'll notice a very sneaky cool thing, efficiency-wise, I think that the devs are doing here. By constructing this moment where we explore and it's our allies in the conversation instead of us, what they can do is have this be presented through voice acting without having to speak to them and get it in text boxes, which means it's more accessible to most of the players, but they don't have to record every single line 10 times, 30 times, right? They've got like English, male, female across 5 races, which is 10 voice actors, and then they got English, then they got Spanish, then they got German, right? Oh, sorry, English, French, and German. Instead of doing it through the player character, they have it through Rox and Bram, which allows us to connect a bit more through Rox and Bram, get a bit more of their voice acting, probably cuts their costs back a little bit. It's very smart. It's a good little setup they've got here. They should do this in more patches when we find more cultures, when we explore and at the end of the day, exploring more of Tyria is what a lot of people are excited about when these new patches come out. Going to islands we've never seen before, non-legacy locations, stuff like that. This is like the spice of the patch for a lot of people. And so like this is a great way to have us explore that and the people we meet here by doing it through our allies. I guess I might have missed some dialogue with Rox here, maybe. Regular vendor. Or I'm thinking too deeply about this whole thing, but I think that's what's going on. Or, you know, just having them talk to one another, obviously.
No. Dark times when a hunter doesn't come home.
The interlopers, I bet. Those little rats have been getting bolder.
So, here we've got dialogue. We want to walk and listen to them. I think, and we're pushing to the edge of the instance. It sucks that Guild Wars still struggles with telegraphing where the edge of instances are. And I'm not claiming to have a solution, because if they actually painted like some kind of effect here, it would look really gross, right? But this is happening here, and it feels a bit weird and mismatched, because I think this is just open world dialogue that's proccing. Like that thing about... Oh, I guess we're a Sylvari, so what do these guys say up here? Hold on, let's see. When I was a Norn and you walk up this ramp, they say, oh my god, it's a Norn. I hear they can shapeshift, blah, blah, blah. I wonder what they say when I'm a Sylvari. It's these guys here. And this plays in open world as well, so I think they've merged open world audio triggers with...
How do they not just wilt in the desert heat?
Don't ask me. Until yesterday, I didn't know plants could talk.
What about the Choya?
You call that gibberish talking?
Huh. Fair point.
Ha, that's amazing. We were talking about that a little bit in the Inquest lab a second ago. That's very cool. All right. And yeah, that's immediately why I started thinking, are there other races of plants that we've seen have been intelligent before? I thought they only just spoke about Sylvari. That's amazing. Thank you. Yeah, no, it's depending on your race. That's race-based. It will change. And it does it in the open world too, so you can verify it very quickly. Just use your portal tome and just walk over there. The comment about Asura has them question if they trust you because the Inquest, then they go quiet. That's good. I think that they should hit us a lot harder as an Asura in this patch. I've not played it yet, so I don't know, but...
Old Karg. He's harmless.
Harmless? Ah.
Unless you're a fishmonger. He doesn't get the concept of paying per item. Just tosses you a coin and eats till he's full.
And he really likes fish.
Wonder if I could get away with that.
I love this as well. I love seeing it. It's cool to see a giant, man. It made me realize seeing this guy in this patch. These guys aren't used much by Guild Wars. They don't, like, explore them very often. So to explore this guy here, what a great idea. Whatever dev came up with the idea of infusing a giant in here and seeing how the Oma clan interact with him. And I feel like he's this gentle soul that I suddenly really like. And we'll see him fighting in a minute. And I was, like, desperately trying to keep him alive. I loved seeing this giant here. I thought it was such a good moment. Cool idea. Again, it's that thing. I love this game when disparate aspects of the world building suddenly collide.
It's a relief for sure, but I wouldn't expect good news. She had outsiders with her. Went straight in to see the elders. Smells like trouble.
When you're a Char, they basically say that you're attractive. That's kind of funny. You're a mysterious outlander Char. What the hell, this giant has 2 eyes. Yeah, is he a different model of giant as well? Because he feels really high quality. I just don't know. That's how unfamiliar with him I am at this point. I'm scared they're going to do him in like the giant in Game of Thrones. Well, that's what giants are there for. Big BFGs. They're there to be mercilessly slaughtered.
What do you think they're up to in that cube of theirs?
Don't know. Those things they built. Their devices and weapons and whatever else. It's all...
unnatural.
Yes. Nothing good will come of it.
So we see the cube is over there. One thing occurred to me when I played this the original time through that I guess I'll talk about now. One of the things that the game struggles with, I think, a little bit storytelling-wise, is making it all feel like one coherent long story, as I've talked about already, right? And they're kind of fighting an uphill battle because they've resolved to do a new map each time. And aside from a token little thing where, like, we had an instance sort of in the Desert Highlands here, but we didn't really interact with the Desert Highlands. If they're not able to get a lot of Amnoon back, and they're not able to get, you know, Ellen Riverlands back, and they're not allowed to take us back to the Bone Palace in any, like, large quantities, if we don't get those backtracking moments, it can really struggle, right? Because we just have a new patch where we go to a new random place, and then next patch we might go to another new random place, and next patch and season 3 had this too, and I think that does wear at the game a little bit. And something occurred to me, that a solution that they haven't utilized as I was playing here. Imagine if this patch had a full, rich, proper length story, okay, where we did a ton of stuff in the Sandswept Isles, but you know how this patch ends and we're actually up at the cube? And it was always obvious the cube was going to be a part of the story, right? What if, instead of us actually exploring that in this patch, we have to wait for next patch for that? Can you guys imagine that? So then you could, then you'd actually get a little bit more of like that interlocking going on, and I feel like people would be, it would be, basically I was looking at this and I was thinking, how exciting would that be to spend the next 3 months looking at it and wanting to do the siege on it and knowing that that's coming up next time. I think that'd be a really strong, like, visual cool cliffhanger if we're orbiting it, but we don't get to go to it just yet. You don't get that experience of orbiting a place but not getting to go to it in Guild Wars at the moment. Like when we went to the Fire Island chain, there was very little precedent before the patch, outside of current events little things, right, that we were going to be going there, right? And then we just suddenly were. And then when we went to Draconis Mons and Lake Doric, it's always just like a sudden U-turn, it feels like. And it's like, oh, now we go to this place. Oh, now we go to this place. I think it's because of the way that the teams like develop it and they don't have the foresight or whatever. But like, if they did that, if the next patch started with the cube and then we went to the next one, I think you'd feel that cohesion a lot higher. But obviously we explore it all at once. So in one way it's great because, you know, people don't like to be cock-teased too much. But I think that I think it would feel more organic how the episodes sort of roll into one another if they did that, if they staggered it a little bit.
It's up to us.
I'm not scared. I say we go after him ourselves.
I admire your courage, but I'm not sure going after them is the best idea.
Not your business, Outlander.
Maybe. But haven't your families lost enough? How are they going to feel if you don't come back?
We'll come back. We know how to fight.
Show me.
Huh?
You heard me. Show me what you can do. I'll do the same. And we'll all get better at keeping each other safe.
We won't go easy on you.
You better not.
Alright, I gotta respond to chat before we do this. People saying dry top didn't work, so this one, that's obscene. That's so ridiculous to talk about. Dry top was a tiny little slice of a mini instance with 6 achievements, and then a tiny little slice, and then a tiny little slice. It's a completely different experience that we're in with Guild Wars 2 now. I just told you, I said, if they were gonna do this, you'd have a full and complete patch. Just because you'd cut like a part of it away wouldn't necessarily mean that you wouldn't fill that up with other stuff. Like, dry top is not a good demonstration as to why that doesn't work at all. And also, I take issue with the idea that dry top didn't work. Dry top was extremely good and very potent during Season 2 of getting people excited about the upcoming thing. Don't misinterpret your excitement and desperation to explore more of the world as bad content delivery. If you were excited and edgy to get in and play more and you were looking forward to getting extra patches, if it felt like a long wait for more patches, that's not necessarily a bad thing. That means you were hooked on the game and baited into waiting to play new updates. That's not a bad thing. So I take issue with anyone who said that dry top is a definitive example of why that doesn't work. I think that's a very foolish outlet. And yeah, so now the Cubs. So is this the combat tonic? This is a combat tonic? So they built animations for every single elite spec thing here? That's so cool. That's really badass. I'm not going to pop this for the break bar damage. I want the reduced damage incoming on me because we're a little bit low here. So he blows us up.
Told you we can fight.
You weren't kidding. You 3 can be a big help to your people. But only if you stay here to protect them.
I guess.
I know it's hard. That voice in your head spoiling for a fight. But a wise warrior knows when to ignore that voice.
Okay, so apparently it's just child stuff.
That voice in your head, you're not careful, it can take over.
This was 2 on the nose for me. They're very good at skirting around the issue in this patch of our relationship. That was 2 on the nose. I think it was his his delivery of it though. I think on paper I can understand why they really like that, but I don't think that
clear a path.
Hey, we know how to fight.
Yeah, let us help.
You want to help? Do it under the shield.
But it's really cool to have Bram be a badass here and protect everyone. It's also really cool to have the shield and we push out in front of it. Very rarely do you get this experience, right? Where we go out, we can fight away from it. So I thought that was really good. Another thing struck me at this point, look at how strong the Inquest are. And for a minute when I was playing this patch, I was like, do I actually like this? Are they actually this strong? Do they deserve to, you know, have this much? Because they just keep coming. But I suppose they have telegraphed quite well that there's a crazy Inquest presence here because of the cube, right? Like, that's a crazy threatening cube. And especially if you'd seen that elevator scene we skipped because we let the self-destruct hit us. Well, we did hit it. That's good. We would have felt that even stronger. So this feels a bit crazy that they've got, like, army levels of stuff, quantities to fight us with, of golems. But I think they've done enough to demonstrate, yeah, the Inquest has got major stuff. Maybe the patch is missing, like, one line of dialogue, one console that says that they've got, like, crazy military grade 4 stuff in the area, just to bring that sort of tension up, and then it makes sense when such an insane attack arrives. But yeah. So anyway, here we're taught about a mechanic that will come back in the boss fight at the end, sort of. You were so taken back when we beat up the kids. Yeah, I thought that was a good moment. Yeah. You want this OP skill? Which OP skill is this? Yes, this is Necromancer. Someone said, is Guild Wars 2 any good? Guild Wars 2 is in, like, its heyday to me. It's, like, never been better. The content comes in really good. It's well targeted. Balance is solid. Lots of stuff very, very, very good about the game at the moment. And you said you were going to get either Guild Wars 1 or Guild Wars 2. Get Guild Wars 2, man. Guild Wars 1 does not hold up these days at all. You think it does, and it doesn't. Trust me. There's a few people I do believe that will continue to genuinely enjoy it year in, year out. I mean, it's a very different game, obviously. If you played them both and you found enjoyment in them both, this is the place to be. Guild Wars 1 doesn't really have a community. It doesn't have active development. There's actually an AMA from SCW over on the Guild Wars 1 subreddit right now, by the way, guys. So if you guys want to go learn some more stuff about what he did with the game and get some dev insights about it, you can go there. You can even ask him stuff. The dude's really good at interacting with the community, so if you have questions about Guild Wars 1, he's not necessarily a designer, right, or a writer, so he won't be able to be a guru in lots of areas, but he can give you answers to things. And he's doing that just for the Guild Wars 1 community right now. Really nice. Yeah, it does have an active player base. People still scrim in GVG in Guild Wars 1. People still speed clear in Doa and Underworld and stuff. It does still have a community. It's just, like, consolidated into, like, I'm not even going to pretend to know, but it would be like 20 to 30 large guilds, and that's about it. That's the player base. Yeah, if you log into Kamadan, you will find hundreds of people. That's not an exaggeration. There'll be like multiple districts of people. Kamadan's like the one place you can go, but it is a place you can go. So where are we supposed to go now, by the way? I guess I've messed up. I did this while I was playing it before as well. Just ended up fighting golems for ages. I don't think it telegraphs well enough, like, where our group's gone. Obviously, on the minimap, we get the dots, so we can just go that way. Yeah, so, I mean, both games are active, but there's no comparison. Guild Wars 2 has thousands, tens of thousands, you know, loads of people playing it. Has incredible ongoing, consistent, active development that is consistently a higher and higher quality than it's ever been in the past. Guild Wars 1 has a withering population and a botting issue. That's basically it, right? The combat bit was a bit confusing for you too. Yeah, I just couldn't. I found myself at several junctions. I was killing things, but I was then realizing they were infinitely respawning, and I wasn't killing the right things. But we get some new golems as well. Have we fought any of the new golems just yet? I don't know. So we get ammo, by the way. Special action hotkey ammo here. I think that's what that is. That's why we got a 1 there. Which is a very cool tool as well. I'd like to see them used in all kinds of places. Ammo-based special action hotkeys. So much opportunity. Honestly, as a designer at ArenaNet, you've got such a cool toolbox now of different things you can do. Later, we see that they'll do a boss fight that instead of doing standard invulnerability phases, they just pump a ton of barrier on, which is essentially the same thing, but like a more flavorful version and a slightly more interactive feeling version. And that's super cool too. They got so many cool things to do. So I think we just got to kill this guy. It's moving up. Yeah, the shield isn't knocking. It is knocking us back. Do we throw the special action hotkey at him? Break his shield? Break the power golem maybe? God, we need more life force. I might put Soul Reaping on because we'll get a lot more life force from that. CCs are irritating me as well. Volatile lay energy. The blinds are irritating as well. If I get blinded, There we go. We got him down. No. Bram's got the icon. What, are we just supposed to kill stuff? Here I am complimenting the game while struggling to deal with a very basic part of the story. I mean, these guys have these as well. Hello, Ian. Welcome to the stream. You never finished the whole of Monument Cyber. You're only 49 out of 50. You should get in there and do it. Oh, there you go. Now they're dead. So what? Do we just kill as many mini golems as possible? What does the lay energy do? 2 ammo. Release the energy at the target. Strip it away volatile plating. If the target does not have it, the skill will apply vulnerability and refund its cost. Okay, so we use that to get rid of volatile plating. So we'll watch for that. These drones. Yeah, and it's good because, like, as much as he's a dick, we're relying on Bram. I'll tell you what they need to do, right? They might be missing.
Dad, let me help you.
No, you're safer in the village. Don't worry, we'll get him there.
So we move on. I like the tenacity of the Charizard. So they might be missing it because us and Bram not being happy with one another arc seems to be rapidly closing.
Long time to keep a shield going. You cubs are doing great. Quick breather, and we move again.
Like, this is good. Like, it's like, oh yeah, he actually has to put effort in to keep that shield up.
Protected.
And it makes us respect him a little bit more, even though he's a twat. We're actually relying on him and utilizing him. Here's Aurene. This is super cool as well.
Let's go.
So the game, that's really cool as well. They make you think, oh, we have to do a defense moment, but no, Aurene comes to save the day. So we don't feel like Bram's a burden. We get they add more, weight to how cool Aurene is. They're like just hitting it so quickly in such a small window there. They do a lot of cool stuff. Here, Aurene's going to blow all these guys up. But yeah, one thing they should do while we're sort of in our angry with one another mode, they should have, like, if I go downstate in this instance, or the previous instance, if I go to, you know how our allies run over and res us dynamically? If I genuinely just, as a Guild Wars 2 player, so he's got 3 volatile plating, so we do 2, and we need to get 1 more off. All right, I understand it now. If I, as a player, go downstate, and Bram's AI has it, and this is not a pre-scripted thing, and the player will know that it's not pre-scripted, which will make it all the more powerful and fun, right? If Bram's AI has him run over and res us, they should have like a little script in there where if Bram reses the player, a little bit of snarky voice acting comes out where he's like, and they call you the commander. Like, that'd be so good. He'd be such a twat, but like, you would know as a player that the reason why he said that to you is because you genuinely messed up and like you kind of deserve it. It would be so good. Like, it would make you hate Bram, but you just relied on Bram to res you, and now he's been a prick to you about it. It would be such a cool moment. And I feel like they've missed their opportunity now, though. Just have Bram be a dickhead to you after resing you because you went down set and you were lying on him. It'd be great. It would have been great, but they never did it. So
I can protect them if you bring them to me.
I am dead.
They could utilize that in all kinds of places as well. You know, like if Kaith saves you in the personal story and she reses you, she's like, are you okay, Commander? Or something like that. They get, little lines that trigger on that would be great. When Aurene flies away and she hits her head on the rock and she has to adjust her flight position. Oh, did she really? Did we just get footage of that? I didn't quite see.
Thank you. I'll keep them safe.
Doesn't work when we know he can't go down also. You may have a point, but I still think it would have a lot of power to it. Oh god, I accidentally popped the signet. I was trying to pop the well. This is what I get for trying to read chat while also fighting. I forget what's bound to what. Like, look at this. Look at this crazy damage. I'm sorry, but Reaper is so sturdy. It's got so much quality of life and killing stuff. This is like where open world and story is at. I know people whine because they can't, be the top DPS in a raid when everybody plays perfectly on their Reaper, but it's really got some weight behind it in other areas of the game. Maybe that's okay. But you've also got mounts available, so we can open with CCs and stuff. Alright, we're off. The only patch that was truly difficult as a Starfelly was Living Season Episode 3. Which one was Episode 3? That's a Crack in the Ice, isn't it? Because it went Bloodstone, Fen, Ember Bay, Crack in the Ice. What was hard about Crack in the Ice as a Starfelly?
They need help in the council.
The last instance, maybe?
Go! Rox and I'll help out here. Come on, then.
I keep finding myself, every time I talk about this patch, by the way, a bug in the system, I keep feeling like I've accidentally messed up and called it a Crack in the Ice. I don't know why, but I feel like I have been. But look at these auto chains. They're just insane. Alright, so anyway, we go into the place now. Hey, Elders, how's it going? The wolves in the last instance were a pan in the ass. Pan in the ass. Wow. That's painful. All right, let's go over here. I like how they call to us and say, help us out. Maybe the music's a little bit loud now and you're not hearing their dialogue loudly enough. Blow these guys up. I like how we get life force from killing golems. It's sort of like the fact that all condies are available even on turrets and things now and objects. You can poison an object, but they do it for just the game balance, even though it makes no sense. It's because they're both titled A something in the something. Yeah, I guess it must be that, right? Except a crack in the ice was a really intelligent... Well, I guess the bug in the system is kind of some double meaning-ish stuff. A crack in the ice was really fun, though. How many different things it ended up potentially meaning.
That sounds ominous.
It's funny that they did the crack in the ice and the breaking of the tooth when they did, because they really haven't, like, utilized that. It's been a year now. And Jormak stuff's happened, but off-screen. So this is cool. Look at this new boss. Look at these new guys. This is so cool. So he does crazy damage. We're a Reaper, so we just face tanked it and we're fine. But he does crazy damage with that expanding field.
Threat eliminated.
I guess because I'm in Shroud, it mutes everything out, so that's a bit unfortunate. I feel a bit bad about that. So yeah, he's got the volatile plating, which we want to strip off because it makes him tanky. So 1 volatile plating, 2, we dodge that. I messed up there. 3, trying to look at the volatile plating and everything else, and he's dead.
Tampering with volatile materials is prohibited.
This is actually really bad right now because I can't aggress that properly because I'm so low on health. I did not enough damage at all, so he's just going to heal it up. He's trying. Oh, we can't crit it. 111,000 damage. Oh my god, I dropped the well a million miles away. What? Okay, we cancel cast it. No, he's just leaping around. Oh, I thought we were... Yeah. Crap.
Resuming all active processes.
When I did this before, co-op, we did so much damage to that core that when he regenerated, we had like... So we got to get more volatile plating stuff now, right? So where do we get that from? He only had like 20% health at this point. So here, he's dropping these out. We're actually taking big damage now. Reaper is not doing as well as I wanted it to be. We need life force. We should be soul reaping. We really should be soul reaping.
I don't have enough energy.
We'll dodge away from that. We have no great avenues of regen either. They give him 4 volatile back again? Oh, we actually broke combat. Oh my god, these animations. Don't get too much time to avoid them. Oh, they're like bouncing balls. This is crazy right now, actually. This is way harder than I remember it being. 2 more volatile plating, 1 more allay energy. I'm surprised we broke combat. Can we, like, break again? Like, walking up to the edge, maybe? We can! Nice. What do we get rid of? Let's get rid of blood. Soul reaping. Death perception. Vitality and shroud. Life force inflicts vuln, which gives us more crit. Alright. So we're overcapping on crit like mad here because we're not full Valkyrie, but it's fine. Just build as much shroud on the mini golems as possible here.
Fast as the wind.
Okay. So 2 more volatile. Oh my god, I'm missing these wells. Look at that well. Look at how bad this is. Look at how bad I am at Guild Wars 2. We're going to space tank this because... Oh my god, bad idea to space tank it. What? How has he still got a thing? What? Oh my god. Alright, we gotta damage this core as much as possible. Does this do any damage until the very end? Is that just marking that he's going to jump off? Interesting. How much damage do you think that does? We did dodge it. There, see, I thought this was going to hurt me. The telegraph would suggest that it's going to do damage. All right, we'll get Shroud now. Got to hit it as hard as possible. There you go. See, look. So now we're actually critting him. We do a lot more damage. So really, I should save my Shroud here. Don't the Omicron give us like crazy buffs in a second? No! Oh, he got us. Crap. Is the idea that we have to go down? Don't they? Because now we get enchanted, don't we? Maybe the idea is we have to go down. Is there an achievement maybe for not?
Fast as the wind.
You know, the funny thing is we did actually trade a bit of sustain when we took blood off, right? So maybe I should have taken spite off.
I'm bleeding.
Because we never killed it in the window anyway. Oh my lord. Should use the 2 as well a little bit more. Oh, come on. I wasn't in that. This is NA lag. I wasn't in that. Okay, so they just res us up. Oh, has he got no... Oh, he has no plating again. What? Since when did he remove all of his plating? Really?
Chill to the bone.
We can thingy spam as well. How much damage do we have to hit to phase him again? Should I just throw volatile plating at him again? That doesn't mean anything. So here we stabbed this. And then immediately cancel caster animation. So that's fine. We're not critting! Come on! 4,000 damage. It's definitely not enough. Is he bugged or something? 25 vul. Is that it? So I can't knock the core out again? Do I actually have to grind through this now? That's not right. Surely that's not right. We dodge it now. We dodged 2, but not 3. We'll build life force with the dagger autos. Just we do no damage.
Fast as the wind.
It's really easy to fight when you stay in it. There is a hidden achievement if you alt F4 this instance. I mean, I'm really not showing you this fight very well, to be honest with you. He suddenly got a lot easier to fight as well. Oh my god. It's the bouncing bulls. You got to get close. I didn't realise how important it was. I'm by no means an expert on this patch. There's a whole thing where you get enchanted and you get really big. What's going on? Is it bugged? I swear we've broken it somehow. Because surely we should be fighting the core again, not just straight up deepsing him down. Oh my god, I'm not even looking. Every time I go back to look at chat. The shockwave combo into being bouncing balls is really good. So here we just stay in him. This is actually really easy, right? You just stay in him. You ignore those. You do the damage, we build our life force back up, we drop the wells randomly. And then we dodge this, right? This is really important that we dodge. Oh my god, come on, no! I did it too late. Okay, now we have to shroud tank this because that's going to really hurt. Guess we'll save this. Alright, there you go, he's 10%. Does he read? I swear, is this where we get big? Oh, he's over there! Shit! Go, 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 go! Ah. Kill. Must kill the core.
Systems diagnostic complete. Warning. Update required. Update required.
There's a whole thing where you get like don't they enchant you and you get like enormous and stuff? What's going on? Anyway, funny little moment there with the update required as the thing killed us. Killed you know, this important guy. So yeah. Alright. Pretty crappy gameplay there, but there you go. You're on Twitch, that's what you expect.
We return his body to the land, that it may be renewed. May his memory be a star to guide us.
Yeah, they buff you and you get enormous. You become like, not the size of the golem, but about half the size of the golem. You become huge. You become like a titan. Oh, I never showed you the giant in a fight either. The giant gets fought by the Inquisitor.
The day is won. The cost was high. But our victory brings resolve. We will not let these ravagers seize our land. The time has come to take the fight to them. Are there objections? In that case, warrior, will you stand with us?
Count on it.
So, I don't know whether they really land it properly, but I really like what they're going for here, which is the idea of like a solemn, sad declaration of war, like a regretful declaration of war. It's not like some adrenaline-fueled thing. It's like they're somber about it. I like the idea of it. I also think, though, that it's like... I don't really have any opinions here. This is all just like cookie-cutter, boilerplate. Oh, let's meet a faction. They're reluctant to go to war. Oh, no, they've been attacked. Now they want to go to war. Like, that's such like a... It bores the shit out of me, to be honest. But there you go. And we've only just met the Omicron as well. So, like, what it means to these people to be at war... Like, we're not invested in this civilization. We don't know, like, what their strength is. We don't know what they've given up that much. Not right now. And to do it so early, like... Remember, we only just met these people. So they proper torpedo through that to the point where I almost feel like... You know, they're Char. What I would have done as this story beat is I would have just had them be willing to... You know, I would have come in here... They would be getting attacked by Inquest, and they wouldn't be pussyfooting around already. They'd be basically... preparing, and they'd be like, yeah, we're pretty nomadic, we're going to try and defend ourselves. Like, they go for an interesting idea, which is we'd rather flee than fight. Better just move on, like, just find a new home. And I really like that philosophy. Do I like that philosophy espoused by the Char? Not necessarily. Do I like that philosophy espoused by a splinter faction of Char that are markedly different from the others? Maybe. But you got an easy opportunity here to not fall into a cliche and just, look, they're badass Char, man. They're Char. They want to kill the Inquest. Let's see some aggression. I don't know. So there are a lot of different things they could have done there, but, you know, I think I would have preferred the world where I saw them already preparing for war, and we're actually quite surprised by how efficient and incredible they banded themselves together, and we get to see that. Because you don't get to see much of that from the Guild Wars 2 Char. They've lost a lot of their brutal side. You see a bit of it in the Blood Legion side of things, but at the end of the day, it's Iron Legion Char and Iron Legion territory that we care more about. It's about their ingenuity and their more sort of relaxed social outlook and all this kind of other stuff, and... about the peace with the humans and stuff. This would have been a nice moment to get some of that other Char action in there. But I appreciate, again, the Omicron is supposed to be a bit different to regular, so, you know, I'm 50-50 on it in the end. Anyway, there you have it. Maybe I missed something at the end of that instance in terms of extra dialogue. What do I think about Rox joining their tribe? I don't think it can really happen, because that just eliminates... What does that mean? It means she stays with them, does it? And she's not really hanging around? Or she joins their tribe, but it's like a token thing, and realistically she keeps hanging around with us anyway? I liked what the dev said in the AMA about it, in that it's just sort of a moment for her to reflect on who she is and where she came from. It's not necessarily, oh, we're going to construct this thing just so that she can join them straight away. It's just, you know, an extra little thing for her to ruminate on. So I think that leaving it there is alright. Realistically speaking, she's not going to major join any faction, is she? We're a warband, really, more than anything else. Unless they give us a lot more dialogue and dive into it deeper, that's sort of how it feels for now.
Reports of creatures driven insane by ley energy are coming from all over.
And if anything, they'll probably tie it back into the Ritlock stuff, no? So yeah, there you go. That's the start of the instance, really. That was 3 instances back to back just to get us to the new map. And it feels pretty good, doesn't it? So now we're in the open world section. I'll give you 2 more little bits. These appeared on my AMA and people cried that it was too spoiler heavy. I don't think it really is. So we talked to our allies who are up here on this cliff. Really cool phasing stuff that they're doing here. So our allies are actually stood out in the open world. It's very, very good. I like this. I'm consistently impressed when they can deliver good story in the open world instead of via instance.
Well, Commander, what's the plan?
I think it's time we set our sights on Rata Primus.
It won't be easy getting into that cube. Got anything that might improve our chances?
We do have a dragon. Anyone seen Aureen?
I did. Up on the cliff over the village.
Saying it's like Bram, who was attentive enough to see where Aureen is. You can see he's pacing around. It's good, man. It's so good. They're moving around, they're walking. They're not like just stationary phase things. They're like... It feels like we're in an instance, right? 2.5 instances, don't forget about the Royal Death. Wow, it's only like 5 minutes of gameplay we missed by having the self-destruct kick out. So... Did the VOD comment work? I don't really get notified when people leave comments on VODs, so I think it works, but I don't really know. If you go immediately to Primus, you skip all of the ally talk. Do you really? That's a shame. I had no experience with that, because on my rev, I came and did this immediately. So we're going to climb up the cliff. We use our Springer. It would be really nice if the game had, like, you know how I have to right-click this and go through this? It'd be really nice if the game had, I don't know, like a keybind that I could just automatically go through, but whatever, I suppose. So here's Aureen.
Aureen, thank you. You made a big difference down there. We're going to need you in this fight. But honestly, I don't even know where to start. What we need is more intel on the main complex and its defenses. Is this what you're seeing right now? I had no idea you could... Whoa! Bulge!
Commander? What are you seeing?
Big dish-shaped thing. And a bunch of Jokos awakened. Work's cut out for us.
I'll bet that dish is a communications tower. Probably how they coordinate their forces from the main structure. But how do you fight your way into a giant floating cube?
I had a thought about that. Can you reach out to Saida? Tell her Joko's got a foothold in Rata Primus, and her airship would be a big help getting inside.
Smart. I'll try to catch a ride while I'm at it. With Blish and Gorik involved, I'd rather be biting my nails close by.
Damn, this thing looks so cool. What on earth? Wow, I love his feet. I love his face. This is badass. Please allow me to use these in PvP. Look how good the sand looks as well. I don't know how good you guys can see it with the bitrate and stuff. You have to go to 900p. But look at the sand running up his shoulders. Honestly, it looks really good. Really good. It looks just like wet sand. Holy crap, look at that detail on there. Looks a bit worse when we zoom in a little bit more. But damn, son, I really like that tonic. That is super cool. And obviously he's got it with his Sunrise Eternity. He's just legendary loaded. Thanks very much to Navik here, Soup. Thanks, dude. So Sean. How'd you get that tonic? I'm guessing it's from one of the hearts, and it will be like lots of the new currency and a lot of karma. That's crazy. Even if they add a key binding option for mounts, too little, too late. DJ Guy Dan, my man. That's cool. The background music here gives you some Morrowind vibes. Yeah, I get what you mean, but I sort of have a lot more associations with it from Season 2, because this was where I first started hearing it. Yeah, WP, I stopped playing Guild Wars 2 mostly because it didn't have mount keybinds and that you couldn't sit in chairs. Yeah, dead game because of those issues, definitely. You like the ME2 and 3 type of conversations where the characters have custom animations and stuff they fiddle with and talk while the camera's zoomed in out of the scope of Guild Wars 2, maybe? Well, they sort of get it a little bit, but I get what you mean. You thought at the end of the episode they missed a good opportunity to have Aureen on the airship. She was just sort of sitting there on deck and you could talk to everyone else and can't say thank you to her or you did good today. That never really struck me as a missed opportunity, but I get what you're saying. So yeah, we will, because we've been going for the majority of 3 hours now, I will leave it off here. Tomorrow, guys, we're going to continue with the stream and we'll continue with the story. We'll finish this tomorrow. So we're going to do some open world stuff where we go to some little labs, and trust me, it's really cool. You go on like conveyor belts, there's like portal puzzles, there's all kinds of different things. They play with the gravity. They have a lot of fun with various parts of the game there. And then we have the final instance where we actually siege this city. We have a moving airship battle. We have all kinds of great stuff that we see. We're introduced to some really interesting new characters. And the big bombshell of the end of the patch to do with Joko and stuff. So it's going to be very fun. I will be back streaming again live tomorrow, same time. Okay, so starting at 5 p.m. GMT. You can easily be notified about that if you follow me. Or maybe I'll advertise on YouTube, I don't know. We'll do one or the other. And yeah, we'll continue with the Reaper. We'll keep talking about, and we'll see more of this open world stuff. And then you guys can teach me more about some of these rewards. Maybe you can pick one of these up or something. So yeah, it's been a really cool stream. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know you guys like it when I play through the story. And obviously a new patch is going to be lots of fun. So yeah, Get Cooped, would you kindly upload the Twitch VOD titled February Automated Monthly Tournament where you talk about the patch notes to WP2 YouTube? I know you said you uploaded it, but it isn't there, please. Okay, I'll have a look at that, Coop. I'll have a look, because last weekend's ones I haven't done either. So yeah, that's going to be it for us today, I think. I will host you over to another stream. And yeah, we'll see how we go. I guess I'll host you to... I'll host you to 7, because I quite liked his stream. I thought he was alright. Some of his opinions were a little bit off, but I thought he was alright. So yeah, we'll do that. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy. I'll be in chat. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you so much for the donations and the sums and things today, guys. I never let you know how much I appreciate it, or not enough. So here's my attempt to. Cheers, guys. See you later. Your voice is like sugar melting on chocolate, huh? Bullock. Oh, man.